Did you bring a dad joke?
It is, isn't it?
What?
Is my internet already fucked up?
Apparently. I got one. I got fired from my job because I kept asking my customer whether they would prefer smoking or non-smoking. Apparently the correct terms are cremation and burial. You can react, Nick.
I got nothing to add to that. I'm retarded. Yeah, you're asking me to respond to the wrong shit, man. Like, seriously. you're really me having a smart response to that? What kind of fucking
It's
do
a
is
corny
that?
dad joke.
Yeah, but I have my
It's what we
dad
do.
jokes. Yeah, true. But I got my dad jokes. And mine, well, I understand mine. Others, I'm brain dead. Admittedly, brain dead.
So you literally didn't get that?
No, I'm retarded, dude.
I got fired from my job because I kept asking my customers whether they would prefer smoking or non-smoking. Apparently, the correct terms to use are cremation or burial. Burial is non-smoking. Cremation would be smoking.
That's funny.
I just proved my own point. I'm retarded. I did not know that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, before my internet crashed out to start the show this time, I was going to say that my dad joke was going to be that my kids were very frustrated with me today because I told them that 10 plus 10 was the same as 11 plus 11. 10 plus 10 is 20 and 11 plus 11 is 22.
Right. 22.
Wow.
T.O.
Wow. Now that. Wow. Okay, that I caught on. Okay, so I'm slightly retarded, not that retarded. So I went from an F to a D.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What do you call a cult that's difficult to get into?
Oh, shit.
A cult? Oh, a cult. Yes.
What do you call a cult that is hard to get into?
I don't know what.
I kind of screwed that one up. Difficult.
That's good.
Yeah, I screwed it up the first time because I said, what do you call a cult that's difficult to get into?
Listen, this is going to be 2 straight hours of dad jokes. So if you don't like that, just get out of here right now.
Sweet.
No.
I don't like that. I'm out.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of the Midweek Hump. We are here with our friend Nickweiser. 32 Flavors Nickweiser is here. How you doing, sir? Great to see you again.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me. It's good old reunion. Not only do I get to have a reunion with you on your show, but I get to see you next month as well. So I get double the Shags time. This is gonna be diabolically huge. I'm doing pretty good. I just did my Daredevil stream with my buddies, Price of Reason and Marty the Sea, talking the 4th episode of Born Again. So that's been my channel has been really Daredevilified these last few weeks. So because of obvious reasons, and just riding the wave. Really, I've had a bit of a whirlwind these last few months in the real world, but I'm the type of guy where you just keep on trucking, man. Like every one of us, we just keep on trucking. So, but I'm seriously, I'm really happy to be here. It really is very pleasing to see you.
Yes, dude, it's really good to see you. I think the last time I saw you in person was in Orlando, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I was fucking trashed that weekend.
Yes, you were.
I think I only drank a little bit of water and lots of Gentleman Jack. Lots of Gentleman Jack.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Can confirm, chat.
He was there. He was there.
Was that the one where you guys live streamed from wherever y'all were staying?
Yeah, that was fun. That was when Scott's Sporting News podcast used to do the show called The Dump. Which that once upon a time, that was a big show around these parts. The Dump.
Me and Mad did the 12-hour stream to get Sporking the funds to go.
Oh yeah,
Mad hosted it, and I was on there for most of the day.
Nice. Yeah, that was a really fun stream. Like, I remember doing that and being like, this is what I want to do. I want to sit around a table with the coolest people I know and just talk story about whatever, and and have horror and Sheep fall asleep behind me and Nick just get totally plastered across the table, and Culture run the cameras and everything. Like, it was just, it was like what we do this for, it was fun.
It's so much better in person.
Yeah.
Even when we've done it at Salty Nerds Studio in Vegas, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wish someone got a photo. I've heard about the urban legend, but I have nothing to verify or prove. But apparently a lot of you guys saw that. Apparently I passed out holding a drink in my hand. Holding a drink. I'm like, that happened?
Yeah.
I don't remember that happening. I must have been fucking out. Dude, to be fair, I had a whirlwind. That was 48 hours. I was in, out, like, that was intense for me. That was a very intense.
I would think that it would have been incredible had you remembered. I would have called you a liar if you said, "Oh, I remember Petting." There's no way.
I also don't believe it. I wish I saw a photo to believe it. Like, I question myself with that shit. I'm like, I actually do see myself spilling the drink. But I feel like, though, if I did, I would definitely heard about the next morning too.
Yeah. Nick has mastered the art of not spilling the beer.
Well sleeping.
Yep.
This will be the first meetup that me and Nick have been at that I will be able to drink, because the other times in Dallas, I stay an hour away. So I would go get together with everybody, maybe have a drink, and then drive my ass all the way back to Fort Worth at 2:00 in the morning.
Damn.
So we've never actually gotten a drink together.
I was thinking about doing that for Vegas. So like, I'm thinking of driving and then like driving myself to the meetup and just like only having like one, maybe two, and just chill and like remember everything and interact with people.
Because the next night is when we're going to party.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see Garrett. Oh, we gonna have drink bud. Oh, bet.
Oh, we gonna have drink bud.
Let's have drinks in the afternoon. Garrett. Let's have them in the afternoon. Like, as soon as I arrive Wednesday night, Eric K is picking me up because I think it's me, Culture, and Comics are staying together with Eric. And right away, I start drinking right as soon as I land. And I'm gonna get some In-N-Out too, right off the bat too. Gotta get my In-N-Out burger.
Dude, there's
you know what you need to try while you're out there?
This freeway.
What?
Have you ever had Fat Burger?
No.
They've got one in Vegas. It beats the living crap out of In-N-Out.
I'll just have it both ways. I'll have my meat from there and meat from the air place.
Like, In-N-Out is still fast food. Fat Burger is like real burgers.
That's a different type of burger. If I'm going to judge In-N-Out, I'm going to judge it from a different type of burger versus that. Like, I don't judge. There's a big gourmet type of burger place in Chicago called Kuma's Corner. And that's like, I guess you could say that's as far as gourmet burgers, that's like the cream of the crop. I'm not going to judge that burger versus, let's just say, like a Culver's burger. They're both quality, but for very different reasons. Culver's is a lot closer to a fast food burger versus Cuba's is like the super fancy burger. That's $20.
Culver's in In-N-Out, like you could, they're pretty comparable. I feel like they're, I don't know. In-N-Out has that more. It definitely has the more fast foody vibe. I mean, they both do, but on different levels. It's like In-N-Out's like, I'm trying to capture the retro burger like drive-in,
right?
And then Culver's is
greasy
like
deli burger.
Yeah, but like Culver's burger is good. Like, there's no doubt it's a good burger. Yeah, it just depends on the day. I don't usually get the double when I go. I usually just get the single because I'm trying to not be a fat boy. But
that you don't want to. Actually, you met up with us at Fat Burger last time, didn't you, Shags? We went on the grand search for the Fat Burger.
Did I?
Yeah, and then we were disappointed because they were missing half of the ingredients that you can get at a normal Fat Burger.
Yes.
Because my Fat Burger, I get the half-pound burger, so it's like 2 huge patties with cheese and chili and a fried egg. It's the best burger in the world. But the one that we found did not have the chili or the eggs. So we'll have to find the other one that's actually located on the strip instead of looking for the one inside of Caesars or wherever it was.
Oh yeah, see, let's try February. I went to the largest Culver's in Wisconsin. I think it was in Janesville. I went a few months ago, and yeah, it was cool to be in such a gigantic Culver's. I'm like, whoa, there's more ice cream. There's plushies. Oh, whoa.
It's like Buc-ee's, but it's the Buc-ee's of Culver's.
Yeah, basically, it was the amount of seats that were there. I was like, whoa, that's crazy, man.
Price of Reason says, I'm on the East Coast. We have Shake Shack, Five Guys, and 7th Street Burger. So I don't know what 7th Street Burger is, but I grew up on the East Coast, and I've had Shake Shack. Love it. I think it's really good. It's just crazy. Like, all these burger places are overpriced, and same with Five Guys. It's really good. It's just so damn expensive. Easy $15 burger.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
And my problem with Shake Shack is they won't let you have ketchup on a freaking burger. You got to take your own ketchup.
That reminds me of a place out here, right outside of Chirac. There's this infamous it is a hot dog joint. It's been there for like half a century. It's known for having some of the best hot dogs in the state. It's called Gene and Jude's. And they have a very limited menu. It's like 5 items, and they've always stuck with those 5 items. Hot dogs, tamales, fountain drink, and purple drink. Purple drink is basically the slang term for purple Kool-Aid. They call it purple drink. It's right outside of Chirac. And they do not have ketchup there at all for hot dogs. So they used to have a big issue with McDonald's right across the street because a lot of people would go to G and Jude's, then they go to McDonald's and try to steal the ketchup packets.
Grab packets.
And then also now they have to start charging people from G and Jude's to get rid of ketchup packets because they don't put ketchup on hot dogs at all at G and Jude's.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, that's like Raising Cane's. Yeah. You can only have cane sauce. They will not give you any other kind of dipping sauce other than cane sauce. And I'm not a fan of cane sauce.
Good, but the tenders are not.
I don't like the tenders at all.
I went for lunch the other day real quick because their 3-finger meal is actually pretty well priced, and it's not like a total belly bomb. So I got that, and I was like, and out here everyone asks for fry sauce. So I said, hey, you got some fry sauce? They're like, no, we have the cane sauce. That's it. I'm like, all right. And I dipped my fries in the cane sauce. And it was actually pretty good. Like, I do like it. It's pretty good, but so I was upset I couldn't have my fry sauce.
I don't like any chicken place that doesn't have gravy as a dipping side.
Oh, I wish, dude. If Chick-fil-A had gravy, that would be great because their spicy chicken sandwich is really good.
Whataburger has gravy.
Yes, they do. I like their gravy. I had it when I went with 5 Picoseconds, who listened to a lot of our channels. Him and I went to Whataburger after we went to the Dallas Fan Expo. And I'm like, you know what? I got to change it up. I'm always getting the same 2 things. So I got my usual Dr. Pepper shake, which is great again. But then I got some tendies, and I got my gravy with it. And Whataburger's good, solid gravy. I've had better gravies, but it was a solid get the job done gravy. I felt good after having it. Like, I was like, wow, my quality of life just improved for the next 30 minutes. I'm ready to get to the meetup now.
So it's like the poor man's poutine, basically.
Yeah. See, what I do at Whataburger is I get the burger on the Texas toast instead of the bun, and I get a side of gravy, and then I dip my burger into the gravy.
Oh, you animal! Stop!
It's so good,
dude. I gotta do that. You just
so good.
It's so good.
Wow, that's America right there.
So America.
You give me goals with fire too, Brahma. You really do.
I'm sure my heart appreciates it, but the heart's not going to be what gets me. It'll be the liver.
No,
or the lungs.
Or he said in the awful Matrix sequel, some things are worth fighting for. Isn't that worth dying for?
Shout out to
we're talking about food while I'm in the jersey and the sweatshirt, so it looks like I'm 400 pounds tonight.
Shout out to the lovely Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
How you doing? She is a big supporter of my TikTok. Every now and then I'll see that she's liking my TikToks, talking about movies or whatever else. So thank you, Sherry. I appreciate you. Well, let's see. We got Nick. You were talking about it just went dead. Daredevil.
Yes.
And I was able to. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't watch 3 and 4 yet.
Okay.
But I did see this article that came out regarding. It's on Entertainment Weekly. Let me. You know what, Brahma? Are you able to share this just so it doesn't interrupt my?
I don't think you've ever given me presenting powers on your channel. I'm not.
How can I not?
I'm not an editor back here.
Open up to him so he can present to you more. Okay.
You've got, I think, Grant and TheCommonNerd are the ones that have the collaborator links.
Oh, really?
Lame. Oh.
I don't know if Grant does anymore.
Give Brahma more power.
No, it's not. It's just Jesse.
Can't do it while we're on the fly.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'll just every time I share something, it just like crashes my.
What we can try to do is you put the link in, I'll bring it, I'll actually control the video, but you know, if you disappear, I can't take it off the screen.
Right. Here, I'll just sorry, chat. This is just because I haven't.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're used to us being a shit show.
Yeah, it's okay.
You just trying to share the article?
Yeah.
That's in private chat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hot dog. I could try getting it up. Let's see if I still got it.
I've got it going.
Okay, there we go. All right, so
here we go.
John Berthal on his toe dip Daredevil return, no holds barred Punisher in TV special exclusive. So this article is basically saying, it was talking about how I believe like the original like cut of this was not something that Bernthal wanted to do. He was not impressed with how they had written the character, and he basically was like, I'm not doing it. And then they brought in writers from his show and like
season 2 to be specific.
Yeah. And then they were like, this is how we're going to do it. Because it's more in line with what the expectations of the crowd are, which I thought genius. Like finally, like they're listening to like someone like John Bernthal who knows, like who has his finger on the pulse of what people want, like people like us want. Could you give us your like quick thoughts on like what you thought how episode 3 and 4 went? Because I thought 1 and 2 were a decent lead in. 1 was pretty like not well paced, but I thought 2 ramped up into a way that thought like I thought, oh, okay, like we're getting back into Daredevil, like what we knew. Does 3 and 4 carry that momentum forward more?
It depends on what you are considering as momentum. So I will give a warning. There's a lot of exposition. Now, there is a ton of good exposition. However, in episode 4, you have one of the most polarizing episodes ever. One of my favorite scenes in Born Again, and maybe in some cases all of Daredevil, Netflix, and this together, is in this episode, but also the absolute worst scene in all 4, I'll call it 4 seasons. All Daredevil is in this 4th episode as well. It's one of those things where it's so bad. It took an episode that I probably would have given like a 7.5 and maybe 7.7 and brought it down to like, let's just say right around 6, maybe right under. It is really bad. Like people thought about like that whole "you gotta do better, Senator" shit was bad. There's this one scene, it's just as bad in my opinion. I think it might be even worse. Time will be the ultimate deciding factor. Maybe I might change my mind, but judging off an impulsive reaction, it was horrific. And it sucks because it's kind of like, you know, when you have a good grade in school, you want to maintain that grade because once you go down, it's so much harder to get back up that uphill climb. And that scene brought this episode down drastically. So I feel like because of how bad that scene was, it really made me feel like, holy shit, this episode's got a mad hill to climb. it was funny how it went from that absolutely worst scene to one of the best scenes in the entire series. Once again, Netflix included. It was really weird. So I've heard conflicting reports. I've heard that they shot 6 to 8 episodes and they can't all start over. But I've also heard this other report, and it's hard to figure out which one does or does not have merit. I've heard another one that 2 episodes were left over, and they kind of worked around material from that and reworked all the other episodes. Now, it does seem confirmed it was supposed to be around 24-ish episodes, and they trimmed it down to 9, which I think is good. You know, if there's one issue the Netflix series have, even the best of it, I feel like a lot of those shows did not need to have 13 episodes. I feel like they could benefit from being 11 or 10 episodes. But this show did have a great Punisher moment. It really, there was probably, I know Price and him and Mark had one minor nitpick with Punisher, but overall we did enjoy his part in the episode. And yeah, it's clear that they are bringing in some better, more respectable showrunners and writers. But I don't know if those writers were reworking the shit from bad writers, or if these writers just have a really polarizing way of how they write stories, where they bring in equally bad shit with absolutely awesome shit. It's hard to figure out which one is it, because this show wants to have its cake and eat it too. It wants to play off some really fantastical elements that you could run with for the sake of telling a story for TV. But then there's these angles where it wants to factor a real worldness in them. It's just like, and because the two are so polarizing, you don't know what to believe and not believe at times. So it gets a little bit frustrating. It sucks because, once again, there's some really good shit. But man, is there some awful shit. And then some of the awful shit is shit that was playing off of good shit too. So yeah, it's a bit of a frustrating watch.
Yeah, I was kind of saying the same thing about episode 1. We even like pulled it up and I was trying to show off like what I was really liking about the first episode, because like while the pacing I thought was just terrible, like they could have taken the first 2 episodes and sort of mashed it into one. I thought like they could have done flashbacks to like him losing faith in the vigilantism, like after like Foggy died and everything, and then like ended the episode with him like, I don't know.
It was way too soon to do it. I get why they did. They wanted to make a statement, but that death was not. And this is probably what my one consistent problem I have with the show, even dating back to the Netflix days. They kill all the characters prematurely. Elektra died prematurely. Ben Urich died prematurely. Foggy Nelson absolutely died prematurely. Yeah. James Wesley, Kingpin's right-hand man from season 1, died prematurely. So I know I don't opposed to the idea of having character deaths for really well-established characters, but I think you got to have it at the right time, and that's probably was my one consistent complaint outside of the length of the show, was that a lot of these deaths are very premature, and that's unfortunate because you had great story arcs with those characters.
Yeah, this show is a very mixed bag at the moment, which is, like you said, it goes from being pretty darn bad to like really good. Like there's some really good imagery in this too. Like you could tell that they're trying, but then there's like these things that they're trying to slip into it when you're like, oh, all right, that kind of throws everything off a bit. Like I don't really like that. And like I said, I haven't watched episode 3 or 4 yet. That's on my list to do here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to watch this all the way through. I do think that having 9 episodes is a weird decision. Like why not make 10 or 12? I mean,
that was my problem with the Netflix show. I feel like 13 episodes, because I'm not sure if you know, and not to cut you off, I apologize, but I think it's a really relevant point. Netflix had a mandate. That's why all their shows are 13 episodes. And I'm one of those guys where not everything needs to have an excessive amount of episodes. If you need to have a shorter stay, make it. And I feel like Jessica Jones season 1 was an 8 out of 10 show, but I feel like it could have been a 9 or a 9.5 had they trimmed down 3 or 4 episodes, because there was a lot of stuff there that wasn't necessarily bad, but you could have filtered a lot of it out and it would have not affected the story at all. And to me, having 9 episodes over 20-something episodes, because remember, this was really 20-something episodes.
Ooh.
I don't.
But was it
want to
20 something,
imagine-
30-minute?
I don't know. That's never been made clear. It's never been made clear if that was like the angle too. But when I hear 20 something episodes and I see 9, funny part is I still would have trimmed it down even more. But then I can't say why because you haven't seen it. But maybe that could be a follow-up conversation in the future. But once again, there's that one scene in the 4th episode that is so horrific. And the fact that it follows up with one of the best scenes of the entire show, it's like it's as polarizing as Charlie Sheen's mood swings when he was by winning with Tiger Blood.
So I'm actually, it's funny you mentioned that, like the having it shorter, because after I said that I wish they had more episodes, I think I'm just looking for a rounder number because I don't mind the miniseries formula. Like I love Sherlock, like having 3 episodes that are an hour and a half long, but it like tells, it's the whole story or whatever, or whatever it was, 3, 4, whatever. If you can tell the story in like 3 feature-length episodes, do it. Like you don't need to do 9, 10, 11, 12, 24 episodes. Just do it where you can tell the story. I don't think people will care as long as it makes sense for that.
See, I think they're going to keep doing like Netflix is doing and do either 9 episode seasons or 12 episode seasons so you can release the triplets like what they've done with Stranger Things, Cobra Kai. I think that's what they're looking at, and we're going to order either a 12 season episode or 12 episode season or a 9 episode season. And if we decide to release it that way, then we'll do 3, 3, 3, and then you get people to stay sub for 3 months.
Yeah,
I've always said that.
What's up, Mad? Good to see you, man.
Hey, how's it
We
going?
missed you.
Yeah, sorry I was running late. Had to take care of some things for Tuesday.
No, you're good. You're good. What are you talking about this Tuesday?
Has the vote been? Has the vote came in?
We've each chosen to.
I gave these assholes 4 options, right, on topics. Each one of them picked a different fucking topic.
Well, I wasn't gonna agree with Slender, and I definitely wasn't gonna agree with Chad, so I had to pick one that was different from theirs.
So you're the
I'm leaning towards the 1904 Olympics.
Oh, you're just gonna side with Chad, huh? Whatever.
Okay, no, I'm leaning with the history of American firefighters.
American.
I gotta talk to George, the Giant Slayer. Ever heard of him?
Never.
Yeah.
He's wanting to come on, so I'm gonna see if he wants to come on.
Nice.
Kind of like Garrett was going to.
Yeah, where's that asshole at? He's dead to me anyway, so it doesn't matter.
The man's busy. He's got a family. All right. And he might be in chat. Who knows?
He is in chat. We saw him earlier.
Oh, is his keyboard fixed? I guess assumed it was broke because he never responds to me in DMs.
I want to bring this up, and since you're here, and this might be somewhere in your wheelhouse, we can discuss it at some point.
Yeah.
Brahma, if you will bring this up, and I'll just.
By the way, Nick, I'm digging the Macho Man glasses.
Thank you. Good to see you, Mad.
Good to see you, brother. By the way, I love this
Say
story.
hi to Handy Randy for me.
Man, I wish I knew if he was alive or not. No, I don't, because if he ended up being dead, I wouldn't be able to tell that story as fun. You know what I mean? Because also it ends with, by the way, Handy Randy died.
Yeah.
Of unhandiness.
Unhandiness. Wow.
Okay. Brahma has all of his Cornhub tabs deleted now, so we can put this up.
That wasn't Pornhub. That was chat music of the Down syndrome gym girl. It was the top of the Twitter feed.
Oh.
I can click right back to it even.
Hansen, yeah.
Yeah. That's just the first thing that opened when I opened up Twitter.
Forgive me, Lord, for
I rate her 46 out of 47.
47 out of 46.
47 out of 46.
The extra chromosome.
So, allegedly, through some like sonar, I don't know, experiments or research or whatever, they've uncovered what they think, like all this stuff is underneath the central pyramid,
right,
in Giza. And I don't like.
Pay
So
no
right now I
attention to
have
this.
So right now I have the first image like blown up. But these buildings, like what they would look like, little buildings on the top here, like those are like, I guess, Matt, maybe it sounds like you might know this as well. Like these are like inside, but like or below the center of this middle pyramid, right?
Right. Yeah. And then underneath that, you have your columns that are like 88 meters or some dumb shit. I don't know why they have to use foreign things. You know what I mean?
No, well, apparently they said that these actually go. I feel like they said 2,000 meters down. I don't know how the fuck they
that could be right. The little open space there, that's 80 square meters that they go into.
The blocks that they're on
Yeah.
are 80 square meter blocks. Yeah.
Yeah. Mind you, all of this is coming from. Oh, we lost them. All of this
Like
is
LiDAR.
I'll be back.
Yeah, it's coming from like Matt Murdock wave. You know what I mean? Like in the Daredevil movie. It's just like
sonar.
Yeah. They're trying to flipper this shit or some whatever with Echo. So
and that's underneath the pillars, those two like square things. So and there's an actual like again this I think this is 3D renderings of something that's already very fuzzy. It'd be like if a guy was super drunk looking at like an X-ray machine and being like, that's what it looks like, and they made a 3D model of it.
Yeah. It's like, hey Matt, can you draw what you see with your ears?
Yeah, exactly. So like this is where X-Files kicks in. I want to believe.
What is it that you think you're believing?
Yeah, that this.
What do you think
exists?
this actually does?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but it
I
seems
don't
really
know the
fucking.
function.
You know what it would say to me that it might lean more towards the conclusion that we are truly a civilization that has been restarted several times. Like that maybe this is evidence of something buried deep beneath that was maybe once on the surface. Like I've said this before, like maybe these cataclysms have just buried civilizations so deep that we just haven't found them yet.
It also could be a ancient Egyptian sewer tank. This is where they kept all their shit.
A septic tank.
Yeah, septic tank.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be as easy as that.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's my issue though. I've seen this posted by a couple people today. Not Adam. Sure, great guy. We all like him. There's nothing about him. But I have yet to see anybody link or like add the links to this
to the study
that
created them.
Yeah. So I want to track it to the source, right? Like who started talking about it? And where are these links?
I'm sure.
Where are your roots?
I'm sure Garrett and Krigler and Gary will have them by Sunday.
Right. Like I said, it totally could be a nothing burger. It probably is at the end of the day.
Maybe.
Yeah. You know, with these type of things, you just freaking never know, man. It's impossible nowadays to tell because no one wants to be wrong about anything anymore. Everyone just wants confirmation. And all I'm here being like, I just want to know what are the facts, whether they benefit how I feel or not. I just want the facts. But it seems to be a lost form of thinking.
Which one is the Khafre pyramid? Is that the Great Pyramid or is that an outlying pyramid?
I think it's the pointy one.
It's the one in the center. This is supposed to be the out of the three, the one right in the middle. So
the medium one.
I guess so.
Because isn't it the Great Pyramid, then one that's a bit
is
smaller,
the Khufu,
and then one that's
is Khufu
even smaller?
The Great Pyramid?
I don't know.
You're supposed to know.
Pay as much attention to these things.
You're supposed
I'm a flat Earth guy, not a pyramid guy.
Yeah, Matt is very flat Earth guy.
My cat's being so weird. She's like in between my computer tower and the wall.
Matt was so pissed off that Elon wasn't able to penetrate the firmament yesterday.
The other thing, and this is totally not right at all, but like, well, there's two things that I think of. One, these things are rendered in a way that affirm a bias that the pyramids are this like conductive thing that is like powering something. So
Like
oh
Tesla
look,
theory.
yeah, look at these coils that are charging maybe a battery deep in the ground, But then I also think, well, could it be true? Like, or is it just too convenient?
The first video I saw, it was a chick, so take it for what it is. But she was like, it could be staircases, or it could be wrapping or some shit. I'm like, links. Like, I need source on this. Here we go. I found it.
So I muted y'all to watch a video about this. I come back and y'all are talking.
Here we go.
Told you, man.
All right. So I finally found the study. I actually found the study myself, and apparently, it does not. The original study referred to by these claims does not show any massive structures going down hundreds of meters. So
they're wrong.
That sounded like the study that's being put on the community notes.
Yeah.
Which me and Matt are in the program, so yeah.
Fuck
that's
yeah,
what
bro.
I figured happened.
I was community noting the fuck out of people today.
It is a fun hobby.
Yeah.
I'm not cool enough to be able to do that, apparently.
I don't know how I got in. It just said, hey, you've been selected to join the community notes program. Would you like to be in the program? I was like, sure.
I just figured, Elon, being in charge, recognized game,
I will go with that explanation as well.
Yeah.
Here, I'll give you all the link. I'll put it in the private chat if you guys want to look at this at some point. It's a lot.
Yeah,
dude. I was today years old when I found out that the Sony PlayStation was actually supposed to be the Nintendo PlayStation.
What?
But the very last minute, Nintendo fucked over Sony, big time, and like signed a deal with Philips, and then Sony was like, you know what, bet, and then and then they were like, we're just going to make the best thing possible, and they did, and they became the PlayStation 2 became the best selling console of all time, and then meanwhile, Philips fucked over Nintendo. I did not know that at all, but I read the whole history of it today. I was like, holy shit. Like that explains so much.
Nintendo likes their cartridges.
Yeah.
There's this podcast called Business War, I think. And it talks about Xbox versus PlayStation. It's like a 4-part little series they have going deep into the detail. They do it with like Uber and Lyft and all kinds of different rival businesses.
Wow.
It was an interesting story, though.
Did anybody have the Philips 3DO? Was that what it was called?
The 3DO?
No, I did not have that.
Those things.
Oh my god,
they were like $700 when most systems were like $300 or $400.
Dude, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read this now.
What was it? CDI? What am I thinking
CDI.
of? What was 3DO?
Neo Geo, and then there was a 3DO.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Man, I always wanted the Jaguar for the Alien versus Predator
Adventure?
game. No, to play Alien versus Predator, man.
Oh, you know what? There was a game I think on the Philips CDI. We had like 2 of them. We had 2 of them at our school. Oh my god. And there's been a game that I used to play on there and I can't think of it, but it was very like Doom-esque. And I should just look up. There's probably 5 games that came out on the Philips CDI.
Sure,
Maybe I should.
Right.
Panasonic 3DO. Thank you, Deba Walid. Nailed it.
Let me see.
DB Wild?
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I didn't nail it quite as much as I originally thought.
Maybe.
I'm Brahma. I pronounce shit.
Oh, there's Mist.
All right,
Mist
you can pronounce shit. That's impressive in its own right.
Yeah, you know how I know you're gay? Because you can pronounce words.
You pronounce words.
You can pronounce words? That is racist.
It was like a space like Doom, like, but it was more like not. I mean, I know Doom's kind of sci-fi, but it wasn't
A
like
little.
horror. What is it called?
You remember that comic book game on the Sega Genesis? What was it? Comics? Had the dude with that. Remember when my cousin had this haircut? The blonde, and his hair was blonde too. The blonde cut underneath ponytail.
The blonde cut underneath.
Yeah. So it's pulled back in a
ponytail. The
ponytail.
sides?
Right. Yeah, and it's in a ponytail, and it was a dude.
Oh, so where you kept it on
Thank
top,
you.
like a lot of the soccer
The
players
gays?
had
Oh.
it. Yeah.
DB Wild got a Comic Zone. Yep.
Hmm.
I don't know what that one popped in
Is
my
it
head.
called Ram Raid?
No, it's called Comic Zone.
No.
Are we still on his thing?
No,
Sorta.
it's not. I'm never gonna figure it out because, like, I mean, I was probably 10 or 11 at the time when I played it, and I can't.
Well, did it look like this?
Mutant Rampage. I don't
Sure.
think so.
Come on, Brahma, show it. What did it look like? Come on. Oh.
Maybe.
Why are
No,
your
I
letters
mean-
green? I'm really confused. Why are your letters
I'm using Opera browser and got it in dark mode.
Yeah, I use Opera too.
Okay.
I don't think that's it.
No,
I don't. That's the thing. I don't know. It's so.
that was the closest thing I found to your description for the
Yeah,
CDI.
It could be. I could have totally, like, my memory could be totally distorted on it. I don't know. But
I'm looking at the list of games here. By the way, are you using Force Dark mode?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't like
Question
using it. It messes up regular colors.
Oh yeah. If I go to my avatar, for me it shows like an X-ray version of it, even though it doesn't on the actual stream.
Was it the Adventure of the Spaceship Beagle?
no.
La Enge et la Demon?
No, sir.
What the
That was the
fuck?
closest thing I found to the description.
What about Astrax Caesar Challenge?
What?
Atlantis The Last Resort?
No.
Are you just looking up the adult
he's
games
just
for
put
the
down the list of
CDI now?
games.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the CDI games. I'm trying to help him out here.
No.
There was
It's
one
fine.
called Alien Gate.
Maybe that
Cyber
was it.
Soldier Sahaku. Some of these don't. Do you remember the 60s? What the what?
Hot dog.
Girls
No,
Club?
Alien Gate looks
Gross.
like it's a like a shooter, not a shooter, a bullet hell space, Gradius type.
What about Laser Lords?
No, it's not any of those. Don't worry about it.
Learn with Sudi. Start to read.
Learn with Sudi? What kind of name is that?
The question is, do you think a company could get marketing any more wrong than this?
Oh,
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never played these games, but even I remember the ad for was it called Last of Us Part 2? Is that what
Yes.
it's called?
Yep.
I remember the poster for that with that muscular looking girl. They're both horrendous.
This
But
is
the
what
other
they were
one's actually
going
worse.
for, though. Like,
And then we got Game of Thrones.
wait, can you go back to the last one? Sorry, I didn't see that one.
Isn't there that other show that's put on that's supposed to be polarizing too that you're into, Brahma? What's it called on Amazon?
wait, let me see if I have the right.
Wheel of
Real
Time.
time?
Yeah.
What about it?
Is it still absolutely shite?
I haven't watched any of the episodes
well,
this
you
season.
Not a
jumped off.
second.
Okay. That's good. Good man.
Like,
I
This
never
is
jumped
heard-
on it.
I've heard from some of the book readers that they are trying to bring it back to the actual story, but they also had two characters that go lesbian in the first episode of season 3 that
you know what
weren't that in the
sounds like?
books. So
It sounds like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. They're thinking, okay, we fucked shit up, but we can't completely ban it because to them that's an admission of defeat. So I'm thinking, how can we have less of it? We'll still hoping to try and bring back the people that we pushed away. And that's an all or none deal. You can't have them both. You gotta pick one. You're either gonna have the audience that you want or the audience that you need. And this is a rare scenario where you can't pull off both. You really cannot.
Yeah,
So
but now you hurt Shag's feelings. He was trying to share something.
Hi,
the girlfriend and I,
it's not my show, so
the girlfriend and I watched a really, really good movie, Companion. I liked it a lot.
Wait, are we talking about The Last of Us Part 2?
Well, I'll make a connection between that to The Wheel of Time, but we can bring it back.
And I just wanted to talk about something I wanted to talk about.
And Mad was just being mad.
But Companion, though, I mean, everyone complains about there not being good stuff out there. Companion was a really good movie. Like, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it.
I believe you, Matt. I'll have to check it out. I think one of the biggest things is with the movies is like, yeah, there is more shit than ever. But I think one of the biggest differences from shit from then to now, besides the obvious, there's more, way, way, way more of it. It's the fact that the good shit is out there. You actually have to go out and find it. But because people are such creatures of habit, they're used to having things presented in front of them. They don't think often to go out and seek it out because they want to just see what's put in front of them. It's a bit of a spoon feeding thing, for better and worse. And people are not used to going out and seeking things out.
I agree and I disagree.
Okay.
So I think there's a level of apathy with Hollywood right now, even among normies.
Yeah, I think that's true too.
And I think part of it is the theater experience. Like, it used to be an experience where you'd go get snacks, watch a movie. All that stuff is so expensive now between the ticket and then your snacks and drink and everything. So that is a bit disenfranchising. Like, oh, I don't want to go do that. I'll just stay in my house and I'll just get a 65-inch TV and watch it on my wall. Who cares? But then, like, there's also our corner of the internet, which is pretty small.
It is.
We are at this point in a lot of people's careers, we are focused on what is wrong with everything and not so much what might be right. So before I really started getting into this side of the internet, I would watch a lot of things and I would probably admit that I like things way more than I do now. I've gotten back to the point where I don't really care, like, to say like, oh, I enjoyed that thing.
What's the thing?
No, I'm not. I'm just speaking generally.
Yeah. Okay.
Alien Romulus.
But I do. Yeah, like that. I liked it. So it should have won more awards. The issue is we consume content that is so negative towards a particular thing that we start saying that everything is bad. When if you just went out and watched things without necessarily a preconceived notion about it, you might enjoy more of it. Like, I'm not defending the movie Anora, but there's probably a lot that people could get out of that movie. Not just like the movie itself wasn't as bad as the acceptance speech that she gave.
Okay.
Like, no, we shouldn't be celebrating sex workers in front of like the whole world. Like, that's not something we should do.
Okay.
But the movie itself wasn't awful. It probably got more awards than it deserved, but we all know that those awards are just kind of fucked anyway.
I think Brahma can back me up on this. Since I've been doing this YouTube thing, I have always tried to have recommendations of things that I think is really good. For years, I've talked about Craig Z. Zoller and his movies like Dragged Across Concrete, Bone Tomahawk. Old Henry, I've talked about forever. Right now, Companion, I watched it today. It was great. House of David, I think, is amazing. It's Game of Thrones meets, the Book of Samuel. Like, it's like meets the Old Testament.
The exception,
it's so good.
not the rule.
Right, I know, but
I'm talking about the rule.
I thought we were talking about our space.
I think Matt's trying to bring out that he's one of the guys who brings solutions to the tables where others don't. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, Matt, but that's my angle. I think you're trying to go with.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like.
Matt just doesn't tend to go as negative.
Yeah,
he tends to try to keep it leaning towards the positive, and like we've been doing like Taylor Sheridan shows. I mean,
which has been
we've been reviewing those. They've all been good to me.
That's been a good angle he done on Comics Division shows, talking about those shows. But I do think we do have fair angles, and some of us we even clash on certain things. I know Comics and I absolutely disagreed on Billy Bob Thornton's wife and Landman. I enjoyed the show overall, but I thought she was a horrific character. But hey, I'd rather have that be the discussion than how entrenched the message was in the show. I feel like those are vastly superior arguments we have. So I'll take those type of arguments 100 times over.
I just think that there's a lot more good shows out there than people, or like shows. I mean, when I say shows, I mean movies and like television shows.
I got you. I'm with you.
Sure.
I do think that there's more out there than people give credit for. Oftentimes, just because I think it's easy to dunk on shows nowadays, but I do think there's a lot of like craft that does go into these. Like Daredevil is like a good example of that. Like
example.
Well, because there are parts of it that you can tell that are purposely done like in a really, really nice way. Like they're trying to go for some nice imagery, composition. But there's other parts where you're like, okay, that person, whoever wrote that and said that needed to be in there, is someone who's like, they're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And like you said, then 5 minutes later, it's like one of the best scenes you've ever seen in a show. Like, so it's, we're living in this weird duality right now.
Yeah, it is. And that show is a good showcase of the duality. Daredevil Born Again, I think, is going to be a very interesting study down the line of when you try to have top tier versus bottom tier mixed as one. I feel like this is going to be a good example of like the bipolarity of it all.
It's not going to get better. These were the good episodes. These were the episodes done by the guys that
heard the opposite. I've
that
heard
they brought in
to get better.
No, because this was what they brought in, the directors. What we're going to be getting from this point on is the shit that got them fired.
Oh, see, I've heard now, once again, conflicting reports. I've heard so many different reports on this. I've heard the first one I heard was they canned the entire show, they started over. The other angle I heard was that they kept the second and third episode and they worked around that stuff because apparently the third episode was originally supposed to be the first episode. Right. And now I don't know if there is or is not merit to that, but it's
it's already been verified and shit, right? What happened was when they brought in the new ones, they called up Foggy, whatever the fuck his name is, in the True Blood chick, right? And they brought them in. That's the whole first episode was them realizing, we're about to pull a Disney Star Wars. We don't have all the characters back, the main three or whatever. So they were trying to fix that. That's why.
Yeah, that I recall.
And then the one actor died.
Now, I think it was Chris Gore. I mean, I know he has mixed opinions as far as how much we value his opinions. He himself said this show does get better and does have a strong ending. Could he be right? Do I hope he's right? I hope so. As far as my take on his takes, I'm very mixed opinion on Chris Gore's takes. So I hope this is on the side of it being good. I want to like the show. I mean, I grew up as a fan, but at the same time, I'm not going to be afraid to turn off my fanboy lenses. I bet Mike's going to say it's not good, period. So his comment about the bullseye.
I told you to come on 2 weeks ago.
But
that fake ass one shot fight scene that they tried to do in the first episode was embarrassing.
Yeah, but the thing is this is what I mean is that everyone knew that part of it was bad. And this is why, like, I don't know. You can't just throw like, the first 30 minutes was bad. Or it wasn't even the first 30 minutes. First 15 minutes was bad, horribly paced. They tried to recapture an element that was mastered in the first season. And in this season, they just totally like took a shit on it. Like, yes, I get it was bad, but like where the episode was to bring you up to speed. What's that?
It's just so filled with exposition that normal you won't be like, so if you remember, my client is this guy and he's doing this, but you already know that, but they don't. That's watching it hits me every time and it takes me out immediately.
Were you here the week that we were going over this?
Nope.
Okay, so you were not here, and that's fine. So I had brought up, this is what I mean, like the execution in that first episode was off, like visually, like it wasn't even off visually because, like I said, there was imagery, and I think Brahma remembers what I'm talking about, like the different shots of Kingpin, and then how they introduce Matt Murdock again, and how they
the
introduce
black and the
Kingpin
white
again.
and the juxtaposition.
Yeah, like it was really like these were like the cinematography in it in some ways was like there was someone purposely like trying to make this show the best it could, and that beginning sequence was not necessary. They could have fixed it all by taking the first 2 episodes and mashing them into one, and then doing like a sort of like back and forth flashback to like that whole night of them as it progressed. And I don't even know if you need to do that necessarily, but like you didn't need a 20-minute lead in of them drinking and talking and blah, blah, blah.
Well, you had to catch everybody up and introduce their replacements.
Yeah, I guess.
I got to push back on
they're going for. I mean, no, when they brought in McDuffie, I'll say this: she is absolutely horrendous. I mean, like Captain Marvel, horrendous in the books. She is a lot better in this show, which I can't believe I'm saying, but here we are. She's not the worst character in the show, but she's not great. I will say though, I did appreciate her being a wingman for Matt Sayer up in the New Lane, because that's what fucking bros should be doing. Now, in comic world, when the writer who was writing Daredevil brought that character in, that would have been Matt being talked down to by that character, shamed, all that shit, the lectures. But we actually have a supportive lady who's trying to work with Matt, and I'm fine. I'm good with that. That character.
Wish they could have gave that to Kingpin, so he's not a fucking cuck.
Yeah, but they're building to some of the Kingpin angle, and then that's again.
Pegging?
Did you actually watch the newest episode or no?
Yeah, I've seen every episode.
Okay,
Pegging.
They're obviously building to an angle, and obviously the guy he wants to change, but no matter how much he tried, all roads lead back to who he is. So I get the angle that they're trying to go for. I'm fine with that angle, considering what we learned at the very end of the 4th episode. That to me was one of the highlights. It really recontextualizes. And I'm not giving away anything, Shags.
No, yeah, don't
really
give anything.
I'll just say it recontextualizes how I have seen him in this show.
No, because the
for you, no.
Well, I guess I am saying no for me, and I'm about to explain why. Because the wife is better at everything. The business is bulletproof because of her.
Mad. She was a fucking money launderer from an art deal. She's more of a people
let's
person
also
than
not.
How does that translate into running gangs?
Hold on. First of all, I think that's low hanging fruit at this point.
He kills the shit out of people. She is a better communicator.
Yeah, I think it's low hanging fruit. The whole like, the powerful women thing that needs to disappear.
Well,
like,
I would love for it to disappear if it wasn't in the show.
You can go back and watch a dozen movies, TV shows. Like this has been like there's been that character trope in dozens of movies,
but that's
like,
not the
all
Kingpin.
Of a sudden it didn't like now all of a sudden it's like, oh well, he can't
I've
do anything.
always had a problem with women. Brahman will back me up on that 100%.
I'll give him that is true. That is consistent. That is very true. That is very consistent. That angle, I can respect that. Okay,
what I'm saying though is Kingpin is a difference. You're painting it with a broad stroke, while I'm focusing on the character of Kingpin.
I'm saying it for what it is.
No, Shags, not you. You're good. I'm mad at Shags now.
He's so what I've seen in this show is that a very like Batman sort of Joker, like they're opposites of each other. They're on similar journeys here, but like they're both unfolding in ways like they just can't escape who they are. Like as much as Kingpin wants to say he's like he was trying to be something else, like he can't. It's just pulling him back in. And again, I haven't seen 3 and 4 yet. I need to watch it.
Right, so, but what Mad's saying is he doesn't feel like Kingpin. If you're comparing Batman and Joker, Mad's saying it feels like Harley Quinn is actually the one running things for the Kingpin, not the Kingpin, or for the Joker.
Fisk. He's being Mayor Fisk. He's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say like he's in the sort of public eye, so I don't necessarily like. I think that's just how it would have to play out. Like that. When I watched that show,
Empire better than he did.
What's that?
She's actually run it for him while he's gone on sabbaticals.
Oh yeah, she's made it bulletproof. 200% increase in productivity.
Once again.
I haven't seen any of it, so I've got no dog in this fight.
I gotta look at for what she's more of a people person. When he doesn't get his way, remember when he mollywopped the shit out of that one dude beating his head with the car door? She obviously, once again, assuming that she dealt with any difficult scenarios, she probably actually communicated rather than shoot them or something. Obviously, you want to have someone who entertains.
That doesn't sound like a criminal empire.
No, her memos, man, they sting.
None of the dialogue, at least in like the first 2 episodes of her, like in him referring to her, whatever, made me think that he was like cucked by her. Like, I think there was a thing that happened. I don't know, somewhere along the line. There's a fine line that people walked where you gave women respect, and there was like you sort of gave them power a bit because you understood their value.
Oh, and he was making a point.
Oh, no.
See, even God disagrees with what he was going to say.
Damn it.
Go ahead, Shags. Say it again. I want to hear it.
No, it's what I got out of that was a more classic interaction of man and woman. Like he was respecting a woman's power. Like it wasn't this like, oh, look, strong female character. Like that's what I've gotten out of their dynamic in the first 2 episodes. But you know, I don't know.
Doesn't Mike have the link?
I'm writing.
Come on in. No, I disagree with this scene. Now, is there characters where that happens? Yeah. But for almost every scene, no. But once again, bring him on if he's.
I think he may have been being a little hyperbolic with what he said.
No, I don't think so. Mike doesn't say things he doesn't mean. Mike is.
I know he means it, but I don't think he meant literally every scene.
No, he did say almost, but even then, that could still be challenged.
Based on what I'm hearing, Daredevil in a Vacuum is decent, but compared to the previous show, it's trash. Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't call it trash, but there's
not trash, but like,
no. There's definitely no. The 4th episode actually had a trash moment. I'll say that there's a straight up trash moment.
So did the first.
Go watch that scene. Go watch each scene that a female character is in. Female character start the dialogue. Go watch it frame by frame.
Wife is sleeping. That's why he can't
fair.
come on.
That's fair. I could buy it. Yeah. Hey, shit happens. You got a family to run. I know he's got. I think special needs child. Shit happens. Man.
Sounds like you got a woman that runs your house, huh?
Oh,
Mike's all cocked over there. Can't. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, what cock?
Kidding.
Go back to streaming from that bathroom closet or wherever you were before.
Jeez.
I just don't think it's like I don't know. This show does not watch like I don't feel like at every turn that Kingpin just doesn't have balls, like that he's been clipped or something. Like I'm watching this guy slowly unravel again, but now he's in the public eye and he can't be the violent like person that he that
I was referring to his interactions with his wife specifically, not other people that are around. Also, the most positive thing I can say about the show is that I'm not miserable watching it.
God, that one scene made me miserable in the 4th episode. That one, you know what scene I'm talking about, Mad?
No, not on the top of my head.
I'll send it to you in a DM on Twitter.
All right.
So you don't have to answer, but that one scene actually, like, it was, to me, it was as polarizing as the "you gotta do better" senator.
Oh, is it the wall?
The jail. We'll just say jail. Don't spoil anything.
Dude, you think that upset you? I was losing my shit. Yeah.
I don't scream on streams. I actually did because of that shit earlier. I did from that shit. That shit pissed me off. And then you followed up with one of the best moments, not only in the current series, but in all of Daredevil, like TV, Netflix, and D+.
We should probably move on.
Charlie Sheen bipolar bullshit ever.
I feel it's getting closer and closer to ruining something.
Spoiling it. I didn't say anything though. I said everything without saying anything. So
too close.
I haven't seen it, but now I don't want to watch episode 4. Thanks, Nick.
Okay.
Well,
I'm going to bring this up again, and I do want to talk about it for a little while. Okay.
If it's the fucking
Last of Us
pyramids.
2?
Yes. I just don't understand why we have this sort of marketing. Like, I guess I don't know. Maybe you guys have nothing to say about this, but
I don't. What's the
They should have just put a set of golf clubs on there and just went Last of Us 2. If you know, you know, and then people would have watched it.
This seems more like a kick in the balls to people who like the games.
Why?
Because of like this. Like this is what, like, if you were to market this show, like, this is like, it's almost like a foreshadowing of like, this is what you can expect from this season. Like, dark, bloodier, grittier, more real. Not this.
But the second game wasn't that, though. That was the problem. The game wasn't more grittier, darker, or anything like that. It was completely toned down in comparison to the first game.
Maybe this is the retard in me showing, Shags. I kind of don't understand what you're alluding to with all this.
Well, okay,
really
so
I'm listening.
I want to be outraged with you, but I'm not.
Well, the color scheme is darker on the game. There's blood splatter on her. I mean, if they're remaking this cover from the game for the series, they look nothing alike. They just put The Last of Us Part 2 over the left side of a face and said, okay, this is the same.
Okay.
Oh,
is that what you're trying to get to, Shags?
Did they say this is the same?
In simpler terms?
Well, and it's the exact same layout.
No, I mean,
like, seriously.
I'm trying to listen.
You guys really can't see the difference, or what? Like,
of course I can see the difference. I'm not colorblind.
No, but like,
I understand how they look visually right now. But what are you trying to get to?
Absolutely horrible.
Yes, bad.
I'm just saying, like, if you're trying to get lure people into a show, this doesn't.
Okay.
I guess.
I'm following what you're getting at more. No, okay. No, this is I've never played these games, but I guess you could say I've paid attention to a lot of the drama surrounding these games. It seems like that second game was very hardcore polarizing, and Naughty Dog, the company who made it, was basically trying to strike down channels who were critical of it. And it seems like one of the big things was should be that rare exception where you don't adapt from the source material because of how bad the second game was. Were you a fan of these games, Shags?
The second game was just way too long. I
thought that's what I've heard everyone whenever they complain about the second game, it's the link, bro, is too long.
Yeah.
That's everyone's mean. By the way, I've never, and I may be alone on this, I have never seen a poster but like, what the fuck? Fuck this shit. I'm never watching it.
It's not that I won't watch it.
No, I know. I've just never been affected by a movie poster in either a overwhelmingly negative or positive way.
I guess I just never. I've never. Well, me either. Really, like, I've never really looked at a movie poster or show poster and thought like, ugh, like, that's pretty. Who did we lose? Grant.
Yeah,
Grant. He'll be back.
Yeah, no, it was just yeah, I was just really surprised. Like, it just seemed like even if the first season were like spectacular and great, like, well, this is a pretty big step down. Like, I'm not,
Do you think it has something to do that you in particular have a point of reference versus others who don't? Because that to me feels like that's where you're getting it, because you understand where the story came from, you understand the details and where these characters come from. And it seems like this poster really neutered that the purpose of that part 2 poster. I don't have that point of reference, but I do for other properties that I'm into. And that's usually how I feel when people don't understand things I'm getting at, because I have that frame of reference in mind where others don't. So they have to go off solely my word.
Right. This is part of it.
Grant's back.
The Badass Ellie versus Down Syndrome Ellie. I see it. Thank you for the $2, Joe. Appreciate you, man. Oops. Sorry. Yeah. sorry, I thought maybe you guys might have a more.
So
I know Mad wouldn't because Mad doesn't play video games, but
I don't play Last of Us.
Hold the fuck on. What did you say?
You probably play some obscure game from like 1950 or something like that. Probably really enjoy that.
We have played, what was that game called? Diablo together.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Call of Duty.
Yeah.
We played a private lab. That doesn't count.
What else have we played together? Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
Well, when he played with you, yeah.
You ignored me for the most part.
He's got Path of Exile. We're just waiting for the next season to start. Conan Exiles.
Yep, that too.
I played a lot of crap in the past couple of years.
But
I never played Last of Us.
What's the issue that they tried to emulate the thing and they did a poor job at emulating the?
I thought that the emulation was bad. From
are you a fan of the original artwork for the?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. Like, if I'm comparing the two, I would prefer to go with the game artwork versus whatever that was. You know.
Yeah, no argument there. But I mean, worthy of dedicating. How much time did you want to dedicate it to? Because you're like, we're dedicating time.
We can be done.
Dude,
let's move on.
No, it's as long as you want to. It's your show. But this started when you said, listen, we are going to dedicate time. I'm not going to let you get away from this. We are going to talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about how Rumble is just a boring sham of a website.
I don't trust anything about it.
Let's see the poster for Rumble first.
Sure, if you can pull it up for me. I guess
I don't trust it.
This whole thing with Rumble, like daisy
chaining
a website
shows
that removed its ribs and they're just sucking themselves off every day just to like tell everyone how great they are at it.
Like Marilyn Manson.
Allegedly.
I can't see what Chris Polofsky is saying.
He's saying he did it. The quartering just made it to number 1 in the 1 p.m. hour in the USA. Every show on the Rumble Live lineup has hit number 1 so far.
I wonder how much that.
I don't know. Sounds like good news to me. Oh, Pat McAfee's on that. That's cool.
I guess, but like,
no, that's YouTube. You see the YouTube thing next to him?
Well, no, YouTube.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. No, it's YouTube. Okay.
Sounds
but
good,
we've
right?
still never been able to trust Rumble's numbers on live viewership.
Yeah, again, I don't. Sorry.
Jesse passes out on stream every single week. Yeah, Jesse passes out on stream every single week, and he gets 15 to 20 people consistently watching a black screen for 6 hours.
What's he doing that I'm not?
Passing out.
He'll forget to turn the stream off, and it'll be just a black screen, and there'll be 15 people viewing it for like 4 or 5 hours. And you're telling me that these legitimate numbers you can trust?
I don't think so.
When I used to hit the front page, I was getting 1,500 views every Saturday night. Nobody chatted. Nobody ever said anything. Like in comments, nobody did anything out of those 1,500. No. The second they stopped cycling the front page, I'm back down to the consistent number of people that I know are actually there because they're chatting in my chat.
Now, with Rumble, I've not watched any of the quarter streams on Rumble. Do you see a very active chat that looks like it warrants 7,000 live with Rumble rants? Because I remember when Nick Ricado used to be active, and I do remember saying his feed was very, very busy. I actually believe if anyone had numbers like that on Rumble, it was him prior to his debacle.
Yeah, where's that guy been?
Well, we all know where he went. Anyways,
oh no, what happened?
I'm just trying to see with Jeremy the quartering. I think it's good that you're questioning the numbers. I would like to know. I don't know what to believe because I haven't watched any of his streams on Rumble, so I don't know.
It's not that I don't trust. Jeremy's been doing this forever. Like all the people who are number 1 are like the heavy hitters in the content space.
Yes.
In the
except for one, space. Evita, who leads it all off, just replaced Bongino.
Oh, yeah.
Because Bongino went to become the deputy director of the FBI.
Right.
So she has never had a show that I know of. They just kind of crowned her Bongino's replacement, and she has a built-in audience. It's not the Dan Bongino show, so it's a new channel.
Right.
And she's automatically at something like 100,000 viewers live.
Yeah, like it's just like
didn't work for Reagan, did it? And she kept the show or the channel.
Right. And then there was this claim from Chris Pavlovsky that on March 24th, many creators will stop streaming to YouTube. No one is getting paid to do this. They're all doing it for the sake of authenticity and for the values they believe in, a movement we haven't seen until now. March 24th. Who else is it? What? Like
Crowder, Quartering, Bongino is already only over there. Tim Pool.
Tim Pool's leaving
there's
YouTube.
A couple others.
He's not.
He's taking one stream off of YouTube, is my understanding. His afternoon, he's going to be doing an afternoon stream, Rumble exclusive, is kind of what I'm getting from it.
So who are the people that are leaving and going there exclusively?
Nobody. The show that they're doing on Rumble will be exclusive to Rumble. It will not be co-streamed over to YouTube. It's not like they're pulling the creator completely from YouTube.
Got it. Yes.
They're wording it in a way that makes you believe that.
Yeah. That's why I started questioning. I'm like, no way these people are leaving YouTube.
Crowder might. I don't know. Because Crowder's got so many strikes against him that I don't know that he makes anything on YouTube, because it's not like people super chat him either. So
can he even monetize anymore there? Probably not.
He hasn't been monetized in 3 years.
YouTube, yeah, it's been like maybe longer.
But Crowder's also in their program that's like the premium program. So he's got his Mug Club subscriptions tied to Rumble's premium program now.
Here's our Rumble representation. So, Raiken, what do you think about these claims? Where is this stupid thing? That the most viewed USA shows right now, they've been talking about how Timcast is leading the 12 p.m. hour and the Quartering's leading the 1 p.m. hour. What do you think about all that? Do you think it's legit?
It's just, to me, it's just performative bullshit to get advertisers to come over to Rumble. That is all I think it is. I can see the numbers being legit with Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, maybe the Quartering, because they do have numbers and they can get people over to the website to view the website. But I feel like a lot of it is just bullshit, just to get advertisers. I don't think it's for anything else.
It is a good time to make my announcement. I'm starting a 1 p.m. show on YouTube.
So you're going head to head with the Quartering?
Money is nice. I'll say that.
On Rumble?
I've cashed out from Rumble Rants twice.
You should call yourself the halfery.
Nice,
twice the Quartering then.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, like the money that you get from like the Rumble Rants or the subscribers, like you're getting most of the money. It's not going all to Rumble or like you'd how it is on Twitch and stuff. So that's kind of nice, but like you have to be very proactive, like elsewhere, to get that audience on Rumble.
Yeah. The one thing I think you are right about the advertisers. When I spoke with Blaine on, he started up the Criticless site to review movies and TV shows. He was telling me like they don't do any sort of like bots or like. Because he said that it's rampant within these companies to do so because it pulls in advertisers. You have a huge user base. It shows them, hey, there's a bunch of people on here, blah. So they want to advertise with you more and be a part of your thing. They don't do that. So their site isn't exploding with users, but it's also not filled with a bunch of bot garbage.
And if it's view bots that aren't actually doing anything in the chat and getting banned, then when you're doing this daisy chaining raid thing, the bots are just getting moved from one show to another if they're just staying on that show through the raid.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think Joe's right. Yeah, they're promoting their contractors. Follow the money, guys.
Oh, of course.
But that's also always been the problem with Rumble is if you're on the front page, if somebody goes to the home page and they see it, that's a view.
Yep.
Yeah.
So since they're putting all these people front and center on the front page, yeah, you're going to get a ton of views. That's different than a viewer, though.
Right, and how they just changed the mobile app too. If I don't know if you guys have looked at the mobile app, it's pretty much just it's supposed to be like the front page of Rumble, like the website. So it's kind of just mirrors that. So it's just going to show you like the homepage. It doesn't show me the channels that I follow. It shows you whatever's on being featured. So that's just adding to the hey, these are going to be more views for those channels that are being featured, which is going to be that lineup of people.
Yeah, we've got to save Joe.
Tim Pool never wanted anything to do with Rumble for the longest time. Suddenly he's doing top numbers, even though majority of his audience is still on YouTube. Must be that Russian bots paying up.
No, I think has to do with because Tim Pool was having a lot of issues with building up his own business and having people try to manage things like his website and whatnot. And he didn't. I feel like he just didn't want to have to deal with that anymore. It's like I'm just going to do the deal with Rumble because they keep asking me. Because then everything could just be on Rumble's website. It just will be behind the premium. That's what I think it is. I think it's like he just didn't want to have to deal with the website anymore. He could just do his Discord thing, and then have everything else on Rumble rather than having to deal with the website.
Very true. Yeah.
Because like he had that whole thing at the beginning of the year where like he ended up firing a bunch of people. So that just.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Cried on stream, was like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta give it up, and then.
Yeah. So I think he just. Rather than giving up, he just let Rumble take over some of that.
That was actually funny.
Well, and he let a few people go from his business too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember watching that because it was the first one I was going to watch in a while because Dave Landau was on it, and then I was like, this is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, why is he doing this right now? But yeah, he kept going. Whatever. Yep. It's. But I didn't want to. Joe, I saw your super chat. Sorry, I didn't read it right away. For $5, says Last of Us is in my top 5 fave games ever. Still haven't finished the second game. Can't play as the bitch who killed my favorite character. Spoiler alert.
Oh, it's funny. My younger brother is a big fan of the first game. I remember he was not happy with whatever was going on with that second game.
I mean, too many people just glaze that game, man. It's not. I mean, it's great. It's good. It's a good game. It's not like it didn't push gaming forward at all. It was what it was. But I know so many people.
Why does the game have to push gaming forward in order to be great?
No. It doesn't necessarily. But I'm like the way people talk about it sometimes, like as if it was some like groundbreaking thing in the gaming world.
Sorry, which game? I didn't hear what game you were saying.
The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah. See, I never played it.
No, it was just a good, solid story with decent enough game mechanics. That was the thing. That's what people wanted. It doesn't have to be revolutionary or do anything different. It can just be a good game.
I agree. Sometimes a movie just needs to be a Jason Statham movie. Kill, be a toxic man, drink alcohol, beat the shit out of more dudes, shoot the shit out of them 50 times, and then make their body explode after. So then they die and then die again.
I like Crank as well.
Over.
Yeah. I think that's what all the games that are being successful right now. They're not pushing the boundaries, but they're just solid games. That's why they're being successful right now. I mean, like Monster Hunter's not doing anything different than it's been doing the last 15 years, but it's just like because they're very consistent with it. It's just people are enjoying it now.
Yeah. King says, by the way, Shags, I did try out Death Stranding. I have to say it's not as bad as I thought. See, I told you, I probably played 50 hours in this past week.
The director's cut.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing.
I've been considering buying that because it's on sale right now.
I've been thinking about it too.
It's 100% worth it. For me, it is exactly what I need right now because I play it as a casual game. I'll sit down and play it for an hour or two, and like I'll either go deliver a bunch of packages, I'll do some of the main story. I'm in the area where I can build roads now, so like sometimes I'll just build roads for a while. Like it's really cool, and I just hit chapter 5, which the story is just getting fucking wild. It's such a Kojima game. It's like it just makes me happy. But yeah, if it's on sale, grab it and get the like Grant said, get the director's cut. Jack Lane says Death Stranding is fine. Zen and the Art of Package Delivery. Yeah, typically weird Kojima story, but rather compelling if cringe at times. Still, the That's part of the charm. Exactly. That basically says it all. But it's very easy to lose yourself in this game. Like just, I'm going to deliver. Like I think at one point, like I couldn't even walk out of the place I was getting packages from because the package kept getting knocked off the top of my stack of on my backpack. But is cool. And when you have a road, man, is it easy. Grant, have you beat the game? Like, is that one that you platinumed?
No, I haven't beat that one yet.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I know you had said you'd platinum the game recently. And for some reason, I thought it was that one.
No, that was Astrobot.
Oh, very similar. Very.
Yeah. Look, but I'm talking to Shags about Astrobot. That's why. That's right. I know.
Astrobot.
Well, technically, she platinumed it. I just helped her on a couple of levels.
That's awesome. It's definitely a time sink. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I think it's just a game that I think it was. I've been talking about it because I've been playing it, but I just think it's slept on. I think it's easy to dismiss because the game requires you to engage in its systems that you might not particularly care for, but I don't know. It's an interesting way of doing a game. Like here, I want you to do this thing that you might not want to do, but it will ultimately help you, get through everything. Like, you don't want to deliver packages? Well, it'll make your time easier because you'll upgrade your equipment faster. So deliver packages. Like you go to one place and you're going to go back the other way. Like hit a couple different places on the way back. It's kind of it's
alien post-apocalyptic postman.
Yeah. It's very time sticky until you get those zip lines built all over the goddamn map. Yeah, I just unlocked the zip line because I'm heading towards West Knot City, or like north of West Knot City is where I'm headed next. So, but what do we got? What else we got today?
The Ballerina new trailer came out.
I did not see that. I don't know how interested I am in I'm kind of interested in that. I'm just not invested into the John Wick universe the way a lot of people are.
The premise doesn't make any sense. John Wick his whole purpose was to take everyone down, and then that never happened in these movies. And now it's the ballerina. She's going to do it all. We're like, wait, what?
But apparently, there's a good chunk of the trailer is John Wick is in it.
So should I go watch the trailer quick? Because I actually have not seen it.
Yeah, we can watch it.
I'm saying I can watch on the side. That way, you don't get hit with YouTube BS.
Oh, we never tend to care about that here.
Oh, okay.
I don't monetize
the watch with you dudes. Sweet.
Yeah, I don't monetize.
Let me see if I can find a copy of it real quick.
Why don't you get it up for us?
I'm always invested in Ana de Armas.
Yeah, I hope John Wick arch enemy isn't in this. Giant flight of stairs.
And this movie takes place between 3 and 4. Is that correct?
I thought it was 2 and 3.
I think it's got to be between 2 and 3. But
okay.
14 hours ago, that should be.
So this takes place while he's on the run from everyone, the first time.
It takes place, yes. But I don't know. I haven't figured out exactly.
Mike has bad knees. Heard what I said.
Sure.
Well, on a panel of 5 dudes,
Can we bring in the fluffer, please?
I'm doing my best to get it up. Sometimes it's not instantaneous.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, sound. So, I don't know. I'm gonna go see it.
It looks interesting. I don't know how
I've liked every odd-numbered John Wick, so this would be the odd release.
The odd release. I enjoyed the trailer, even though it's basically female John Wick. Like it doesn't seem like there's gonna be much of a differentiation. That said, I enjoyed the trailer, and I'll see it. I'll see it. I hope it's good. It looks like it's to be action packed, so I'm good with that. I have no issues with that. So hopefully it's good.
At least with the chick in a John Wick thing, it's mostly gunplay and probably not a whole lot of hand to hand in any way. So,
it looks interesting. I don't know how I feel though about John Wick actually being in it and them fighting, it probably would have been. I probably would have liked it more if it just like was just in the world of John Wick. But
I'm trying to figure out when it could possibly be, because
yeah,
between John Wick 1 and 2, like no time passes. Between John Wick 2 and 3, pretty much no time passes. And then between 3 and 4, there may have been a little bit of time where he's hiding out in Japan.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know when it could possibly be, because he should have, if it's between any of the movies, then he should have all of his injuries from whatever movie was right before it, because all of those take place in like a span of 6 or 7 days in the first couple movies.
Right. And I haven't seen the last one, so I don't know like how, like what happened to him after that.
He's dead.
Is he? Okay.
I mean, that's what they point it to, but they've also tried to announce a John Wick 5, so who knows? But I mean, he never accomplished his goal, which was to take down the high table. Kind of like Grant was saying. I mean, what was the point of having him, do any of it if every time they just threw out some lieutenant in front of him, and then, oh, we killed the lieutenant, still going for the table, but we're gonna have some time pass in between. None of the story has ever been made to make a whole lot of sense since the first one. So
yeah,
as they expanded the world, they got crazier and crazier with everything.
It's like every movie that
right.
It has like sequels and stuff. They're just gonna get more and more crazy. I mean, look Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that was always kind of outlandish. I mean, this was too, yes.
They tried to get story oriented around the fourth movie, because 1, 2, and 3 basically just had no story. It was just there showing nice cars. Then they tried to do that to mixed results. And then after they tried making some story based elements out of it, when it was called, I think it was called Fast and Furious, the fourth one, without the thes in there. And then also it was like 5 or 6. They're like, we're just going to go crazy. Cars are going to drive up on buildings, and we're going to go into space. It's going to be a Jason X, but for the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, Fast X was my favorite comedy of that year. It was fucking bananas.
That's good, man. Fuck.
I'm not even kidding. Like
Momoa.
Dude, I was so high when I watched it the first time. The very next day, I had to have my girlfriend watch it with me to see if it was just the gummy. Good news, it wasn't. That movie is hilarious. I fucking loved it. Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa have an entire conversation while one's in a car at the bottom of a dam and the other one's like 12 stories above him. There's no radios. They're not using hand signals, but they are communicating with each other. They're responding to each other.
Beautiful writing right there.
So Soul's saying this is between 3 and 4. So it must be after he's lost his finger and kind of bowed to the table again, but before he goes on his last rampage with him. I don't know.
The trailer looks really good. The trailer's well done.
I agree.
If it makes me want to see it.
And they didn't use a classical rock music song and try to make it hit the exact beats of the classic rock music.
But I mean, what makes these movies so good is the choreography. Yeah. Like, I mean, you could tell that it's like there's a lot of work that goes into making her know what she's doing. Like she knows how to handle a weapon. Like that much is clear, which is good because a lot of these, I mean, some of these movies have characters that just they're not convincing, but she's convincing on a level that Keanu Reeves is his
and they had gotten Halle Berry up to that level of she looking pretty good with the guns.
Yeah.
It
was shocking to see Halle Berry of all the ones really nail that role, because she's not one who really stands out to me when she does roles from us. So I was like, oh shit, she's actually killing up the guns in that. Badass.
Yeah. And no soul assassin. It's not just for the shower scene. I already saw that in a Keanu Reeves Ana de Armas movie. Knock knock.
Whoa, what?
You haven't seen that?
No, I have not.
It's Knock Knock. It's a thriller where 2 girls just show up at Keanu Reeves' house.
Yeah.
And then seduce him. And that somebody uses that for their intro, or used to, where Keanu Reeves is buried up to his neck with the phone. Wasn't it you, Nick?
Say that again?
Didn't you used to have the intro where it showed the scene where Keanu Reeves is buried up to his neck in the ground with the phone in front?
I still have
That's that movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
That's funny. Oh,
hey,
man.
I've seen everything. I've seen nothing. So, what can I tell you?
I have served. I will be of service.
Yes. Yeah, no, I've never been fully invested in the John Wick universe, but this, like, I'll see this movie. Like, my fear with these movies a lot of times is this becomes, like you guys had kind of said, it becomes like the Fast and the Furious. Like, after a while, it's like you have to keep doing something a little bit more than the previous film, and then by the time you get to number 6, 7, 8, it's like, now we're going to the moon in this car. Like, what? No,
on
we're not.
board.
So we're gonna ride this Sharknado all the way to Mars to get the rover to get back to Earth to kickstart the core again.
I don't need to know anything more.
The crazy thing is, they innovated it, and they could have done it without, escalating it in the last movie. Like the scene where they do the top-down, almost like video game view, where he's got the dragon fire rounds, and they did that whole scene. They could have done stuff like that and made it interesting without people falling off of 6-story buildings, landing on a hood of a car, getting up and walking to the next, scene.
Yeah,
over and over and over. Or even like the first time you see him in this trailer, once again, somebody shoots at him and he ducks behind his jacket. I mean, we've made these jackets so freaking bulletproof that nobody should be able to die in this world at this point.
Right? For real.
Yeah.
It really is. The movie looks like female Wick, but I'm going to roll with it. I can absolutely roll with it. If it's entertaining, I am good with that.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good popcorn flick. I'm sure we'll dissect it afterwards.
She ain't going to top a working man. So I'll say that much. Do you know about a working man, Shags?
Jason Statham, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen all his movies already. I don't need to see that one.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
No. I'll commit to my comment.
You're not wrong.
I mean, seriously,
you've seen one of his movies, so you've seen them all.
Yeah, like I no longer have to see
I like Statham movies. They're
good.
They're cheap fun.
I won't pay money to see it in a theater. I will watch it on streaming for sure one night, but I won't go to a theater to watch a movie like that anymore. Like that, I don't know. Maybe it would surprise me, but
it won't.
Yeah.
Why would it? That doesn't make any sense for it to surprise you. I want it to be big, crazy, wild shit and retarded. If it veers from the path, I'm gonna be pissed and riot. I don't want that fucking weird, freaking hokey shit where they have to get really deep with the story for a Statham movie. Fuck that poser shit.
And the best Fast and the Furious was the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff with Statham.
Oh, I love that. I love Hobbs and Shaw. It's really good.
Strong disagree. Fast X.
I still gotta watch Fast X. I hear that one is really ridiculous, which means I'll probably like it.
My favorite comedy of the year.
Mike's defending it in the comments.
Yeah, there's no reason why you wouldn't.
I'll take having to look at Vanessa Kirby over having to look at Michelle Rodriguez any day of the week.
I'm kind of over her. Like, I feel like I've outgrown her for some reason. I don't know.
Who, Michelle
Which
Rodriguez?
One?
Michelle Rodriguez. Like, she's good. She's good.
But you're ever grown into her? I mean, she's basically Zendaya. She's just angry chick at all points in everything she's in. Even when she's supposed to be being soft, she's just angry chick.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Zendaya of the body.
I think Zendaya's cute.
She's been doing it since like Resident Evil.
But yeah, Michelle Rodriguez is like the same. Like,
yeah. So is what's her face that played Valkyrie. They're all just pieces of wood with angry bitch face.
Oh, what the hell's her name? Shit. She's hot too.
I don't think so. Name?
Well, you're just racist.
Tessa Thompson.
You're just racist.
No. There's plenty of white women that have resting bitch face too.
That's how it goes. No, she's half black, isn't she? So you're
so he's half racist.
You're racist. No, that's full on racist still. Sorry. I don't make the rules. Oh man. So we don't have to talk about this very long because I've actually said that I'm gonna try and play this game, but I don't think I'm going to. I've been trying to defend Assassin's Creed Shadows, like to some extent.
Oh yeah.
Well, not defend.
Tell me more.
No, not defend it as much as I'm trying to like say, just shut up about it. Is all I've tried to say. But
and then gameplay of Yellow Flash coming. Did you see the Yellow Flash clip?
No.
Where he's like, this game is so fun trying to sneak around, and he's like crawling over the character's feet, and they still don't see him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a clip on Twitter that you can find that's like 1:30 long that would show pretty much how the gameplay seems to be working. I haven't seen much more, but I mean, that's bad. When your stealth game is literally you can crawl up to them in an open clearing, and as long as you don't touch their toe, they can't see you, no matter what.
Yeah, and that's wild too, because like Assassin's Creed, for the games that I played, like always had a great stealth system. I mean, it was like mixing into crowds, like you could run away, but like sit down, blend in, like that was a part of the game. So you would think that part of it would be like dialed in 2025, but apparently they somehow regressed. I just think I don't know, the these cutscenes that I'm seeing of the non-binary love scene with Yasuke.
What the fuck?
Crap, it's playing my audio from me trying to pull up the video.
It sounded very non-binary.
Forgot to mute it on my soundboard.
Yo, what's up, Camelot Raid? You guys are all in here. What's up, brother? What's going on? Pull up a chair.
Raid.
We're talking
Here, while we're talking about it, we can just play this in the background. Just watch the sneak mechanics.
Oh yeah, I want to see this.
We don't have to have the volume. We can just watch what happens while we talk.
Billy Hatcher, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see everyone. See a lot of familiar faces. Thanks for coming in. Camelot, if you're here, thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. Hopefully you had a great stream. Yeah, so this game, it's unfortunate because like really I think here we'll just put this up and you can play it, because I do like to talk about the things that really are wrong with like games mechanically too, because so those are enemies right in front.
Those are all enemies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he's crouched though.
Yes. And then when he kicks over an arrow, they suddenly find him.
Oh.
But no, he's laid down in very, very short grass.
I did see
and
that
the guy has lost him.
I did see that this game, well, see, and this is one of those things that like, I did see that this game allows you to hide in the grass. Like it has seasons. So like when the grass is longer, you should be able to hide in there, but this is insanity.
He's running around this guy in circles, and I think at one point bumped them, and the guy didn't react.
Wild. Yeah, that is fucking wild.
God, it's like you don't even know how ninjas work.
Yo, what up, Dev?
He used Ninja Vanish.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, at least make the grass tall enough to hide somebody if you're going to have a grass hiding mechanic. He just walked up and bumped that guy and nothing happened.
What I'm seeing, I don't see anyone.
Well, yeah. The colors are all fucking like it's horrible.
Well, also,
don't forget, him.
What? She looks like she's all in black though.
Well,
and it's at night. I don't see the problem.
Bump him, but just like look at the character. He just looks like he's static.
He just threw a knife into the guy's face and he's standing there.
Yeah,
because he has a knife in his face.
It's like, where's the life to these characters?
That's the really unfortunate part. Again, is like even that like an AI that's 20 years old is better than this. Like these characters are unfortunately lifeless, And to boot, like you said, like now that we've sort of gotten that out of the way, these like shoehorned like weird lesbo gay love scenes, like
Totally accurate for that time in Japan.
Gay guy with a non-binary.
What
yeah,
the
like
fuck? They really did all that shit? Like,
not
wow.
only, yeah.
Yeah, that was their big reveal that they were waiting to give us.
That was the run. What? What the fuck?
No, that's just cutscenes that people have already gotten to.
They just, but the problem is too, is that it just looks so forced and it looks so awkward. Like the lesbian one was, it just didn't look natural. I mean, one, because it's a video game, but two, because
lesbians aren't exactly natural, but go on.
Yeah. And then again, the non-binary thing was like but why? But why?
Yeah, because that's the thing in chauvinistic Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are acting like lesbians in Japan is like a naturistic. I have a dip in. You get it though. It fits in the time.
So is Japan? You said it takes place in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So is it
known for the lesbians?
Is Japan supposed to reflect the Los Angeles that we live in today?
Basically, that's what we're led to believe.
Basically.
Wow.
Basically.
Yeah, I've noticed between LA and NYC, and maybe to a lesser extent Chirac, a lot of people think what goes on in those cities is like somehow that's what the world is reflected as.
Well, I think even like the Japanese prime minister was just like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
Good.
Oh,
like,
they've not been happy.
This is very disrespectful to our culture.
Good.
So they did patch out that in the temples you're not allowed to just go and break literally everything. That was their one concession to Japan.
Oh, thank God. Game fixed. Game fixed.
Wow.
I guess what I'm interested with this game, and I would probably have to watch a YouTube video whenever someone makes it about how the time spent in the Animus versus out of the Animus, like that was always what interested me about the earlier games was like, okay, now how is Desmond going to pull this like experience into his like real world, like learning that now the Templars are trying to pull this information from him. Like that was always the interesting thing that was happening. I mean, obviously the story of Ezio was really, intriguing, but the Animus part, like, coming out of that and talking with the modern day people, I just like, I don't know. That dialogue in this game must be the most exhausting thing to listen to. Because if you're getting this from like the feudal, like Japan experience, holy shit. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not going to be playing this game because it doesn't, I mean, that clip that you showed, Brahma, no way.
Yeah. And that's part of a much larger video.
Very misleading.
What is?
Very
missing context.
Actual gameplay.
Yep. It's a quick fake. What are they called?
Deep fake.
Deep fake.
Yeah, deep fake.
No, cheap fake.
I haven't heard that one, but okay.
Yeah,
that's what we got right before Biden dropped out of the race.
Oh.
Cheap fakes are going around.
No.
I have played Ghost of Tsushima. It's really good. It's a really good game.
Better ninja sneaking game than this. PlayStation 1 Tenchu Stealth Assassins.
Oh,
You could go back to PlayStation 1 and get better than this crap.
I mean, any Splinter Cell.
Oh, dude, Splinter Cell on PS2 is my shit. That was when I was a really active gamer. That game, man, woo, love that game.
Chaos Theory, highly underrated. But you know what Splinter Cell game that never got a sequel that needs one is Blacklist. Blacklist was like half of a story that never got finished, and I was so mad.
What I found the multiplayer very interesting. The cat and mouse and
yeah, it was okay. I don't know. I thought that was It was my least favorite part of it. The story I thought was really good though.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say too. I hated the multiplayer part.
But the thing is, even if you were going to give it a chance, despite all the things that were said about the game prior to it coming out, you get one look at gameplay like that, and it's like, so what were you guys actually working on? Was it just trying to undermine society with this crap, because that's what it starts to look like when your gameplay is that bad. You obviously weren't spending any time on that.
I mean, that clip alone has raised my lesbianism like by 5%. I get what you're saying.
Well, the what's it called? Even if that's on the easiest difficulty, like that's still like egregious, like in how like how bad. Like you shouldn't be able to run into something and then it, you know, not detect you, or just laying down in grass that like what? There's clearly a person there.
Or being detected and you literally all you have to do is lay down. I mean,
yeah,
they don't even continue the search. They just automatically, disappeared.
Yeah, bro, they're Union. You can't listen, man. Those are Union Japanese era, whatever soldiers. Like, they got to take their equity 5, man. You know how much paperwork it is when you catch a ninja?
When you catch a ninja.
The same group did they did Star Wars Outlaw Mechanics. I didn't realize that.
Yo,
that would explain a lot.
I've been seeing these articles pop up like, top 5 games we were too harsh on, and like, man, everybody going back to Star Wars Outlaws is saying it's a 10 out of 10. It's so great now.
Oh god, they're really doing that shit. The only thing, if I was hard on anything, is probably, let's just say, some of the games back then. I bet, because there's some things like I probably wrote off because, well, we're getting such consistent quality. They were like, hold on, maybe this wasn't so bad. That is the shit that we may have been too harsh on. Not this recent shit of the last few years.
Right? Like, man, I wish I knew the name of the game to finish this joke. What was the game where like your superpower, like you had powers of gaslighting, and that was like one of the powers in the game.
Are you talking about that game that came out a few months ago?
Yeah.
Where it had it was made in Norway, that Norwegian.
I
know what you're talking about.
Called?
Dude, I know what you're
Cuck Simulator?
No, and one power is like
Dustborn. Yeah,
Dustborn. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we were too harsh on that one. We should go back and check it out.
Oh, we'll really reappreciate Dustborn, guys. Maybe we'll also start reappreciating Kill the Justice League as well.
What were all the powers? Like, wasn't one of the power cultural appropriation or
what?
Like, no, I don't know. I forgot what the powers were.
Oh my fuck! Oh, you say that? I'm like, shit. Yeah, of course it's not.
You know what the problem I thought with Kill the Justice League is that it was a live service game. Should have just made a single player game. Just make it a single player game.
It wasn't a single player game.
No, it was.
That's why it's already essentially done.
Yeah.
What the?
It was supposed to have like constant updates, like and stories and blah blah. They should have just made it a single player game. It would have probably been fine, and people wouldn't have raised hell the way they did. I mean, I'm sure there would have been something bad. Like
they would have, but they might have still continued to be able to develop it rather than basically having to shut it down.
Right. It makes stupid
live service game can't happen if you've got it on a live server that nobody's on.
Yeah, and the other one you could. I've talked about this enough, but like, what the hell was the other?
Starfield.
Concord. I played probably 10 hours of that before they shut down the servers and refunded me. Like,
oh shit!
There was aspects of that game that were actually fun. Like some of the characters were pretty well done.
Sometimes I can't tell if you're fucking with us or not.
Oh yeah, fucking taste your own medicine, bitch.
Damn.
What does that mean? I don't like it. I don't like that.
No, that game was a dud. It was a stinker. But there were characters that were actually like mechanically that were well done. But there was so much wrong with it that there was no saving it. Like that game was unfortunately DOA regardless. It's just there were fun game modes that I liked, and there were a couple characters that I was playing that were like in another live service game would have performed pretty good. But there I don't know. There's just too much bad, as we all saw. Dustborn was dog ass, but also it was a tiny indie project that nobody played. So it's not exactly a prime example of the industry. That's a good point. Good point. $40 hero shooter in a saturated market full of free-to-plays. There's no chance it could have. Yeah, and yeah, that's another good point. As for $40 price tag on that thing, it was with all the other ones being free.
Yeah,
I didn't love it. I gave it a chance. Get out of here, cat. I gave it a chance where others didn't.
Even the cat hates your opinion right now. Like,
does she was trying to turn off my mixer. Like, shut up, dude! Don't say that.
You're embarrassing us, meow.
Oh man!
Well,
throw the soft foam cover from your microphone at it again.
It's over in the corner.
Where you last threw it at the cat.
That only works if you have 2 turntables and a microphone.
Where it's at.
Tables and a microphone.
Gotcha. I miss Beck. Whatever happened to him?
Probably retired and is happy.
He was an annoying.
Probably because he had butane in his veins.
Reiken, take your shirt off. Camelot says you need to right now.
Man, I keep getting him confused with
Leon. You're gonna have to
donate
to Shags for me to take my shirt off.
Yeah,
I know they're different people.
Red boy. Let's get a red boy in here, and Reiken takes his
Camelot. I have needs.
Does Camelot? You're going to be in
my
Vegas?
number, Camelot.
Also, one of the heads of Concord was more obsessed with a cross-platform universe, basically franchising before you. Yeah, that's another. Not a good way to start everything. Hi, kitty. Just petting my pussy real quick. No,
Nice
I get it.
So you have needs.
I do.
Yeah, good pussy petting.
Yeah. Did you guys see that the TikToker kid, Harry Sisson?
Oh yeah.
What about him?
So
he's getting me too'd.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
11 girls so far have come forward saying like he's been playing them, trying to get their
Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time in history somebody is getting outed by Me Too as straight.
Yeah.
But what's crazy though is it was his own damn fault because in his videos you can see his responses to chicks and it's just the lamest.
All right, let me share this.
No, is there
like
actual
Riz.
merit to this, or is this?
There's 11 girls that have come forward.
No, yeah. Not only is there 11, you could see the messages that he was sending them in a video.
Okay.
And they all got on a Zoom call together because they found out that he was all telling them that they were the main chick and that he didn't have anybody on the side when he was playing all 11. It's an elaborate hoax to come out as not gay, but I mean, we all know he's still gay.
Well, I saw the videos of him. He was posting videos of like laying right next to a girl. He wasn't revealing their face, but it was like a proof like, hey, look, I'm with a chick. But
yeah, he's been desperately trying to get over the gay rumor for like weeks now. And then suddenly you've got this come out. I think it's still just
fucking gay to me. I think he should just come out of the closet already.
I just can't wait till he's like, I love women.
If he was based, he'd be fine. But his entire brand is over.
I'm not gay no more. Have you seen that video, Shags?
No.
Hey,
You've never seen that I'm not gay no more video?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I would fuck you after wine tasting, but that's just me. Harry the Restless.
Actual line from his text. Yep.
Wow. Man, once again, the harder these assholes signal, the greater the skeletons in the closet they are. Always. Reminds me of Anthony Cuomo, same shit too. Dude was signaling hardcore, and then boom, he got me too like a son of a bitch.
Man, I'm about to blow your mind.
I can't.
I just think the whole thing's hilarious.
Oh, it is hilarious. Harry Sisson of all the people.
Well, and he's getting blown up by his little buddies, Dean and whatever the other guy's name is.
Oh, they're all turning on him.
How could you do this to our brand?
I feel like this is going to be him Sunday morning.
Down here for, tell me, to get delivered more. Get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free? Yes, sir. Turn around and tell those people. Tell them, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will.
Probably still gay.
A woman. Now listen, y'all praise God with him. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute. Now either you gonna believe this stuff or you ought to stop preaching it. If you can't praise God with him, you're an unbeliever.
Spoiler, he's still gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that Milo
Yiannopoulos?
Yiannopoulos' ex-husband?
I saw a video interview with him, and he was like, I was wrong about that. I'm gay. It was like 2 days later.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
He came out of the closet for nothing.
You know, Harry woke up the next morning brushing his teeth, like listening to that, like brushing his teeth in the mirror, just looking. I'm not gay anymore.
I'm not gay no more. I love
just
women.
tell myself a couple more times.
I can't be too hard, man, because I had the same thing when I was in high school. I was dating these 2 chicks, and there was a party. Well, I was dating 3, so I dropped the one off, and I was going to this party, and when I drove up, the other 2 together crying, running to my truck. I'm like, oh, you think they know?
Oh,
they did. I still kept the 1 though.
That's good.
I've got to find Harry's post from earlier today, because he came out and basically said, 11 hours ago, just a picture of him walking down the street, feeling good today. Let's continue to fight for democracy and stay focused on stopping Trump. That's his response to the whole thing. Let's refocus on that instead of me.
Wow. That to me sounds like, if he won't acknowledge it, I'm one of those guys where sometimes no response is the response. And if
I'm pretty sure he acknowledged it in his Discord.
These kids don't know that, though. They don't know that.
Well, no.
I'm not good with confrontation. I was playing Dragon Age Inquisition, and I was hooking up with the Indian red dot chick and the giant one with the black hair. And anyway, so I went up to her. I'm like, yo, what's up? As you do in that game. And she goes, so I hear you're dating, whatever the fuck her name was. I didn't say bye. I didn't do the correct prompts to leave the conversation. I turned around, I ran out of my own castle, and I did not speak to her again for the rest of the game. I never invited her to be part of my party. Because I was like, I don't want to deal with the drama. That's how I handled it.
I do love. So Parker, one of his other little buddies that's always with him, did put out a response in the Discord. Hey, everybody, just wanted to say that I am so sorry for the way I've responded publicly so far. Privately, I've been an emotional train wreck, and that's why I haven't been able to go live or make any videos. Then there's like 4 more paragraphs. But yeah, it's taking a deep toll on his mental health.
Didn't his buddy Dean throw him under the bus? I heard that Dean's response was kind of shitty towards him. I don't think
I've seen Dean's, but Dean was the guy that when they were on that one show was like, well, we pretty much put out what the Democrat Party tells us to, because we wouldn't get money if we didn't. Right. And Harry's looking at him like, why would you say that? And the guy's like, can we cut that out of can we cut that out? And the podcaster's like, no, we're not cutting that out.
Oh my God, these people are.
But somehow the grifting is somehow exclusively a right-wing thing, even though there's just as many on the left as well.
I actually saw this really good video today. I wish it's too long to play. It was on TikTok, but it was a guy sort of explaining how this all comes to be and how crazy it is. I was expecting him to be siding with the leftists, but he kind of approached it from this centrist, I used to be this way of thinking, and now we look at people like Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan and everyone as these right-wing influencers, when they're just people who will talk to everyone and not get into controversies and shit. It's weird how we got here.
Yeah, it is. Especially with Joe Rogan, when they say we need a Joe Rogan of the left, it's like you had Joe Rogan himself. He was fucking endorsing Bernie
Yeah, but
Sanders.
now they got Harry.
Yeah, now they got Harry.
Well,
they've had Harry for a while.
Well, that like the picture that was going around on Twitter, where it's just like the little bubbles of of all like the podcast names and stuff that are like the red ones, which were supposed to be like the Republican ones, and then the blue ones were supposed to be like all like the Democratic ones. It was like half of the red ones aren't even really Republican. They just don't like go in line. They don't just like fall in line with like the left. It's like
you saw that one too, then, Raiken?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just like,
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was just like a bunch of like these little bubbles, and it was just like showing like, hey, here, like it was supposed to go in line with that like whole like 70-30 with like they're like only like 30% of people are in favor of like the Democratic Party in comparison to like the Republican Party, which is like a lot more in favor. And they were trying to like compare that with like, or they were trying to like show like that with like in the podcasting spheres, like, see, this also proves that statistic that most people are more conservative. It's like, no, it's just like most people just aren't in line with whatever like that far left is.
Yeah.
It's like it just shows that really you've just shifted the left so far.
It's a Democratic Party left them thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, Brahma, Camelot was wondering if there's a Harry response on Discord.
Oh, I have no clue. I get enough of freaking Harry just from my algorithm. I'm not following him. I'm not on his Discord. I just am, because of my political show and the things that I, do on Twitter, my algorithm is full of Harry and Brooklyn Dad and JoJo from Jersey, and then hockey.
I want to check it out, but I don't want to.
I don't want anywhere near Harry Sisson's Discord.
Right.
That'd be like going into Destiny's Discord.
I'm actually in there right now. Am I? I left it. I wasn't there for a minute. Well, just to
see the meltdown in there.
No, why'd you leave?
I don't know.
What happened with Destiny? Oh no.
Oh, that. Yeah.
What hasn't happened with Destiny?
Yeah, true. Him and Nick Fuentes fucked each other, so
I believe it was only a BJ.
You think people would know better at this point not to fucking just be jumping into people's DMs,
and also not to suck dick on camera.
Yeah, it's like just keep.
I mean, I can understand that.
Private.
I can understand Nick Fuentes getting with Destiny. What I don't understand is which Lauren was it? Lauren, was it Southern?
Loomer?
Yeah.
Oh, Southern.
Destiny sucks, literally.
Real quick, Nick, do you have to? It sounds like you have to head out.
Yeah, I do gotta head out. Fortunately, I gotta get up for dad life in 5 hours. So
yeah, no worries, man.
Yeah, I wish I could be in all the way to the end of the line, but fortunately, it's gotta come to an end for me. But
well,
dude,
you made it through half of the show.
I appreciate you being here, man. It's awesome.
Thanks for having me. It's fucking cool to hang out with you, Brahma, Matt, and good to meet RaikenNight. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, RaikenNight.
Cool.
Reiken. Either way works.
Okay. But yeah,
I don't get nitpicky with it.
Okay. Well, I just try to be mindful of that shit.
I call him both things on a weekly basis. So
nice.
I've been calling him Leon. I didn't know it wasn't.
You thought this was Leon?
They look alike.
He doesn't have a bird on his shoulder.
Nick, what do you got coming up? You want to?
Yeah, sure. I got Clubby's Comic Shop coming up Friday night. Toxic Tuesday, The Beekeeper. Yes, I'm bringing up more Jason Statham, and I also did a video. 5 Daredevil comics to read before or after watching Born Again. So it doesn't matter if you like it or hate it. There's a little something in there for everybody, and of course, all more videos coming on. I can't wait to hang out with you and Brahma in Vegas. Thanks for having me once again. Man. It was an honor and a privilege.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, thank you for joining us, dude. Have a great night.
You too. Thanks,
See you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Camelot never answered whether he was going to Vegas.
He's not. He said he's not. He's got racing.
Oh, I missed it. Did you see the Twitch streamer that accidentally showed her view bot?
Oh, God.
Wait, what?
So it's this chick Twitch streamer, and she accidentally clicks on the tab that has her view bot, set up, basically showing that she's getting a whole bunch of bots to come in and watch her show. That's where she's getting her numbers from.
Oh,
So
did you
she
get the link?
immediately cuts it and restarts the stream. I've got the video that's on Twitter.
No, the link to the view bot.
No.
Yeah, it's streamboo.com is the website.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Man,
They
I thought
come
I
into
Googled
my
it.
Twitch stream all the time. Yeah, they just spam constantly. You guys are gonna like this. Oh wait, are you bringing it up with the clip up or?
I can, or we can go to whatever.
I remembered I saved something on TikTok that made me laugh my ass off. It's unintentionally funny, but I think you guys will get it when it happens. So let me play this for you. There's another. So unfortunately, like a plane was landing at LaGuardia, and
The chick who tapped her wing on the ground.
Brahma, could you?
It was a major story. It's not
I
like
haven't heard it.
No, but
it just happened like 2
Luckily, I
days
wasn't
ago.
listening.
Yeah. So okay, let's just play it. So
Sorry. No audio.
Hear it.
Are you kidding me?
But I can feel his vibe, though.
Yeah. Hold on. Present. Share screen. Wait, is it? Why can't?
Put it in private chat. I'll bring it up.
No, here I got it. Oh wait. I'll have you bring it up. Oh wait, no, it's a TikTok. I can't even have you do that. How did I do it?
Oh, that's right. Because I'm not on TikTok.
Me either.
To share audio.
Even though Shags keeps telling me I should be.
Yeah, I think you should. Why can't? How did I do it last time?
How do you do it on every stream that you're arguing with TikTokers?
I think this might cause a double audio. Hold on.
Can somebody just reenact it for us?
I'm landing. Tap.
Air traffic
Sparks fly.
them. The wing had hit
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm watching
Traveralt.
Luca. Okay, I'm back.
A Delta passenger jet attempting to land at New York's LaGuardia Airport, striking its left wing on the runway. 2 pilots on board appeared unaware. Air traffic control pointing out the incident.
Somebody saw some sparks from one of your wings. You guys feel anything?
So I was just going to pause it here. And so when I was watching this, I thought, oh man, I know a bunch of people are going to say like, oh, Trump did this and Trump did that. And I thought, well, maybe this relates to the diversity, equity, and inclusion
The
stuff.
DEI.
And then I thought, I'm not going to jump to conclusions.
I already did.
The Delta region.
Hold on. I think you guys may have missed that. Let me go back.
You guys feel anything?
We didn't for 1 second.
The Delta regional flight arrived from Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh boy.
just after
Maybe she was just the hostess.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know.
Up in the lock
racist?
cabin.
Am I racist for thinking that sounded like it could have been?
I'm
not even going to say
a little bit.
You're definitely not sexist for saying it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I guess it would be more racist. If like, no, there's no way a black woman could be a pilot, because that would be more. Right.
I'm definitely not saying that. But yeah, I was laughing when I heard this because I just thought, of course, like it's a woman pilot. She scraped the wing on the ground as because they're taking off again because I guess the way they were coming in wasn't bad vector or some whatever.
Obviously, it was bad. She's scraping her freaking wing on the ground, shooting up sparks like a freaking welding torch.
Did anyone die?
She sounds black. Yep. MJ said
Hey,
it. Not me.
that looks like you, Raiken.
Wait, what? Missed it.
The
Sorry.
avatar for Elemental MJ, I think, is what he was talking about.
Yep.
Oh, for Elemental MJ.
Yeah, it's either you or Leon.
Not letting that one go.
Nope.
They don't even have the same color hair.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Wait, am I mixing him up with that dude that does the like heavy metal covers of songs? Who's that guy?
Yeah, Dan Vask.
Yeah.
Dan Vask.
I could see Dan Vask with Raiken, but not Leon.
They're all mixed together.
You're all freaking bunch of long hairs.
They are, though.
They are, though.
The only difference is one has a parrot or some shit.
Yeah.
I want to have a conversation with Leon about the whole he can hear colors thing because I have so many questions.
Wait, what?
I think Leon's done a lot of LSD since he was a cop.
No, it's a real thing though. Like what's his name?
Kind of like having no inner monologue.
But that's a real thing as well. But
I know you've told me about it plenty of times.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't understand the whole not having an inner monologue.
I can't fathom that one either, or the inability to actually picture something in your head.
Yep, and those are usually it's not always, but like there is a correlation between the two. Like usually, if you have one, you have both.
I would think so, because if you don't speak in your inner monologue, then how are you telling yourself, I want to picture an apple?
Right.
It's a little fucked up. Like I'm a little jealous because I mean, I don't know about y'all, but when I go to sleep, it's not a automatic thing. My mind is
it's
racing.
a 2-hour process for me.
You know how many zombie apocalypses I've saved in my mind as I try to go to sleep?
If I want the conversation to be short, that's where the bourbon comes in.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, last thing though. With the hearing color thing, Ramin Djawadi, the composer from Westworld, from Game of Thrones, right?
Blood Diamond.
One of
I'm
the
sure
best.
that's very close to his name.
It is. It's pretty close. One of the best composers like working today. I love his music, but he as well can see colors, and it really helps him when he makes, when he composes his music or whatever. And it made me think, like, man, I wonder if more composers like had that same thing. Like
you said
really
see
great
colors,
ones.
but I think you mean hear colors.
Hear colors. Yeah, they can hear colors.
Oh, it's like I can see colors.
I've seen colors most of my life.
Well, yeah, once they invented color TV.
Yeah. Back when it was black and white TV, it was rough.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a difference between Mario and Luigi until I was like 10.
Luigi's the one that'll sneak up behind you with a Glock.
There's another video I wanted to show you. I saved it on my TikTok as well. I don't even know why Andrew Schultz is on this, but they're talking about some fertility tech breakthrough, and I don't know. I just thought, man, I can't believe that anyone would think this is a good idea.
Can't hear it.
No audio.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So when you press present,
shut up,
share screen.
I thought it would still be on.
It says
share
also
audio.
Tab audio.
Cell from a person's body, turn it into a stem cell, and then any cell. So the interesting work going on right now is you basically can take any cell from a person's body, turn it into
Jack, that's what I mean by like the great ones do.
Ultimately into
like
an egg cell.
all-time
You no longer
greats,
need to go
maybe.
harvest eggs.
I don't know.
So you don't need to actually go get the eggs from the woman. You can make eggs from skin cells, for example. So in the next couple of years, there's a few little technical breakthroughs that are happening right now.
I'm sorry, pause it real quick. So now we are saying we can take any cell and turn it into stem cells?
Take skin cells, turn into stem cells to make an egg.
So we finally don't need women. This is the breakthrough I've been waiting for.
Well, no, you would still need a woman to. You can't harvest a male
Let me
skin cell to
point
make an
you in
egg.
a direction of a little movie I like to call Junior.
So,
Okay.
well, I guess that
I have.
No.
I guess that gets rid of the fetal stem cell argument if we can now just do it from any cells.
I would bet all my life savings, which is probably over $100 right now, that these babies, if they make them, would not have an inner monologue or see pictures in their head
or
they're
hear
fucking
colors.
they're
They're just
NPCs.
characters. I don't know how I feel about this. This is weird dystopian future.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're saying that stem cells are so important to cancer research and everything else, why don't, if you're able to now create stem cells, why don't you start with that rather than immediately let's start breeding using these
you
stem
would
cells?
think, because you would think a guy like Brahma, the amount of drinking you do, you would want someone on standby that has a good liver. Like
no,
the
I'm pretty
island.
much good to go whenever.
I'm just saying, like, if you can afford it, hell yeah, have one of these little clone things.
I think the quiet part that people don't want to say out loud is that this has always been about eugenics. Like, people don't want to say that, like, they want to create like extremely efficient, like, peak humans. Like, it already exists in some instances where people are choosing the type of child that they want. I mean, like, I don't think it should go that way. If you want a kid, you should just like, oh, I'm just going to grab this out of the freezer. That's going to go inside you. There's no choosing. You don't get to look at a book and say, oh, the dad has a 20-foot vertical. He's got blonde hair, blue eyes.
We don't need a ton of Noonian cons running around.
Yeah.
Is this for a working class that we can build?
No, they're likely implanting these eggs into a sex bot so that the guy can then have sex with the sex bot to fertilize it, so that the AI can then grow it.
Gross. Why would you do it after it's pregnant?
But listen, extrapolate this into Trump pushing for IVF to be covered under insurance. Like, you can, then you start getting into this, like, well, people have access to it fairly easily. Obviously there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of tests that need to be done, blah, blah, blah.
Trump's going to get a lot of pushback on that one.
Right.
But reason being, with IVF, typically you make 10 to 12 embryos, you implant 1 or 2, see if they take.
But this,
and then you destroy the rest. It's no different than abortion to most pro-life people's eyes.
Yeah, no, and I understand the argument against and all that. I do understand it all. But with this, you don't have to harvest and throw out. You can just get some, make what you need, and off you go. Easy. You know what I mean?
It's not a lot different than trying to create the artificial womb, too.
Wait, say that again?
It's not a lot different than trying to create the artificial womb where you can just grow babies outside of
like in the Matrix.
Anybody's body.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gotten to the point where you can get a baby to survive outside of the womb much, much earlier.
Yeah.
You've got some experience with that. But, I mean, how long until we just get to the point where you get a fertilized egg, an embryo, and then you can take it out and then put it into some artificial contraption that keeps it going until the baby's fully developed, and suddenly you don't have labor or anything. You just cut open the sack when it's ready.
Ooh, can they keep cooking until like they're out of diapers or whatever?
No.
I don't think so, Mad.
Well, we'll be there one day.
Just keep shitting in the water and draining it and refilling it.
I don't know how it works. I'm not a babyologist. I'm just saying, if
babyologist.
Yeah.
Actually, outside of having to change the diapers, the diaper ages like 0 to like 2 years old, whatever it is. I can't remember when you actually potty train a child, but those are some of the funnest years because they can't talk back to you for the most part. They're inquisitive. Everything's new to them. They're actually fun.
Yep.
Then they learn to talk.
Yeah.
Well, most of them learn to talk at about 1, but they don't learn how to like completely argue back until about 2.
That's the joke.
And their argument is just no.
Yeah. The funny joke is you spend 5 years or 3-4 years teaching a kid how to talk, and then the rest telling them to shut up.
Right.
Oh man.
The grandbaby's 7 months old. She's at
yes.
real fun point at the moment. So,
well, that's because you get to hand
Still
it off to
enjoying
the
it.
mother and have them leave your house.
no, actually, well, yeah, at the end of the day, that I do, but they keep just leaving the baby with me, and then they go shopping and whatnot. So, I'm doing a whole lot of the
job?
solo grandparenting. Yes, while I'm doing the job.
Oh man, that has to really cut into your gaming time that you normally have during your job.
Have you seen me logged in for 4 days?
Nope.
Oh, fucking nope.
Exactly.
That was my first thought too. I'm like, I bet it's that baby. ruining
Yeah, it's
everything.
always the baby. But they are fun at that age. But that's far afield from what we were talking about.
Yeah, so we
So artificial wombs and stem cells are just being made?
What's that?
Say again, man.
Oh, I was just saying, so we're all on board with a slave class if we can replicate and grow, because we have to replace the immigrants we just kicked out. Who's going to pick the fruit now?
That was a nice recovery from immigrants we just cooked.
Yeah, some of them.
Well, I've just been reading this book, The Sun Eater, recently, where it's just in the future, and that's pretty much where a lot of the rich or upper class people are
designer babies.
White people.
They're just genetically modified to be perfect, where they're resistant to disease and genetically look good, and then just the lower class people, they just have all these defects and are pretty much just modified to be workers. They don't like intelligence,
Right.
physically, they're just they're not very smart. They're kind of physically, or they're mentally,
They're drones.
yeah, they're genetically modified to be very to listen and do as you're told.
Docile. Yeah.
Docile drones. Yeah.
So in throughout cinematic history and literature, it's never gone wrong, right? I think we have a pretty good handle on
Never
keeping that shit in check.
Yep. Same thing with AI. AI has always stayed within its limits and its bounds. It's never gone off the rails.
Well, when you add the human element, that's what really makes sure everything's okay. You
Right.
got to have the people, that are in charge of those rail guards, rails.
Guardrails.
Yep. Nothing can go wrong.
I just still think it's weird when people have, I don't know how it's 1 minute of an entire conversation, and I have no idea what it means. Are these people actually talking about this being a real thing that we should look into, that we should do?
I think theoretically is where they're at right now, because I'm pretty sure that cloning, at least in the Western world, is not okay when it comes to humans, right?
Humans, yes. And
Yeah.
most animals. I mean, it wasn't even here that they cloned Dolly the sheep.
I feel like the people that are on that podcast, I think they have good intentions, but I don't think they realize the consequences of what they're pushing for.
Well, one of them was a comedian, and I also love that it was a group of men talking about reproduction.
Well, I think it's revolves around Andrew Schultz's new comedy special, which is him talking about how he had trouble.
Oh yeah, see,
conceiving
I
of-
thought I saw a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his whole thing right now. He's going around to podcasts promoting his new special, which just revolves around him having issues conceiving a baby.
Yeah,
Did he
he's
ever get
been
pregnant?
everywhere lately.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why everybody's seen him on all these different podcasts, is because he's just promoting his new special.
And it's not just podcast. It's all the way up to Megyn Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Has he gone on with what's his name, California governor?
Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm sure
think
he'll
he's
be on this
actually
podcast.
launched the podcast officially, has he? Or hasn't it just been
No,
him and
he also had
whoever?
Alex Jones on. He had Tim Waltz on.
I thought he's just been going on other people. I thought Gavin Newsom's been going on other people's podcasts.
No, it's his own podcast.
That's his podcast that he's already
Yep.
doing?
Yep.
I knew he was launching one. He had Alex Jones on?
Yeah. Apparently they got along.
That's
And
crazy.
Because I thought he
Yeah.
just went on to Charlie Kirk's podcast, and that was the whole thing.
No,
Yeah,
I think Charlie went on his.
Oh,
Interesting.
Oh man, y'all checked out that.
That didn't work out well for Gavin.
Have y'all checked out that real hot fucking podcast that came out? It's with Michelle Obama. Shit's doing numbers.
All 15,000 people paid for bots that are watching it.
By the way, all
right
the
up there with Meghan Markle.
All the numbers that it has now is only because of the right talking shit about it. So people are going to watch the cringe. That's most of the numbers that they're getting now.
What is she up to? Do you know?
Oh, I'm not subscribed. I can look it up for you though. YouTube.
What?
Hey, Shags is back.
Who has Gavin had on his podcast? Because he was marketing that podcast as, I'm going to talk to people I don't agree with.
Well, apparently he has been. According to Mad, he's had Charlie Kirk, Alex Jones, and then I think he probably agrees with Tim Waltz, except for when Tim Waltz came out and said that he would be willing to bet he could fight anybody on the right and beat their asses.
I'm pretty sure Gavin Newsom and Tim got into it over Alex Jones.
I just see Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon that have been on his podcast. That's it. And Michael Savage. I don't know who that is.
Michael Savage is a AM radio guy from
all right, so
almost as long as Rush, that is very controversial on the right even.
So I looked up the Michelle Obama podcast. One, her icon picture of her is horrible. Two, so 7 days ago when everybody was talking about it, right? There was 2 podcasts released. One has 269,000, the other one 144,000. Now, once all that shit died down and everybody forgot about it, the next one 6 days ago, 36,000. 5 days ago, 17,000. 20 hours ago, 10,000. And dude,
it's
that one
looking
had
like the comments section,
Seth
huh?
Rogen.
Yeah, I mean, Gavin Newsom's is doing pretty much like it's the same. With his first one with Charlie Kirk, it was like almost 800,000. Steve Bannon's only not even 300,000. Michael Savage is not even 70,000, and then Tim Waltz is 80,000. So it's just
did he not have Alex Jones?
He didn't have Alex Jones.
What the fuck? Everybody Alex Jones thing.
Maybe
everybody in California.
Steve Bannon.
Yeah,
Bannon. That makes more sense than Alex Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody in California should be absolutely freaking pissed that their current governor, has the time to be doing podcast on the side with government money to do it.
Hang on. If I feel as though as a governor, if your state is handled, you know what I mean? Shit's running smooth. Go do a podcast.
Yeah. You've taken care of the smelt fish. The fires are out, right?
Yeah. I don't think California's that state. Maybe North Dakota. North Dakota is probably free to do
there's
something.
5 people in that state.
Exactly. Isn't California like the 5th largest economy in the world or something like that? Like
they do claim that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they probably have more debt than they actually show on the books.
Yeah.
But Brahma, what would the red states do without the blue states?
We'd run smoothly without having to subsidize the blue states with all of their water, food, and everything else. We'd have more for us.
Yeah, but wait, isn't California like the only reason why it's a massive economy is because of all the farming that they do?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the farming is like avocados and stuff that consumes tons of water that they don't have.
They're on the ocean. There's plenty of water.
And vineyards.
Yeah, I was going to say the vineyards and the wine industry probably.
California wine industry, yeah.
I've always said this.
I'm pretty sure most of those people are not that far left.
No, most of Northern California is pretty far right.
Oh, it's red. Yeah. I mean, it's the same as every other state.
It's just like every other state. The cities are the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sacramento, San Francisco, and
Anaheim, LA.
Like blue. Everywhere else, red, dude. It's crazy.
As far as California and the water thing, I've always said this. If I'm known for anything, is saying that California has a salt problem, not a water problem.
I mean, they could learn to desalinate water like Israel did.
Exactly.
Instead, they take most of the runoff from Colorado and the other mountain states, and that goes to Vegas first because that city shouldn't exist. It's in the middle of a desert, and they all have freaking pools and water fountains and everything else. And then the rest of the runoff goes down to California by contract.
But here's the thing, though, with California, there was a couple. I had to go back and reread all this shit, but there was a couple that like early on in California, maybe when it was first estate, maybe even before, but they owned all like the land for the reservoir or whatever. Like
all
they control all the water, right? Yeah. That's one of the biggest issues for them not getting water.
The people that grow the pistachio.
Right. But it was also, yes, there is a family that owns a ton of the water rights. But at the same time, when you're not letting water flow through the state because you're worried about the smelt fish, and you're dumping trillions of gallons of fresh water into the ocean to not mess with the ecosystem of the smelt fish, what the hell are we doing?
From what I've learned,
literally trillions of gallons go into the ocean every year of fresh water through California.
One of the things that I've learned about that is that would essentially be, I think that's a federal thing. So it's inaction on the federal government and probably California and state, like pushing for Congress to like fix that, because that was something that was done in the 60s or 70s, right? To protect that.
Right. But that's all. Yes, it's probably federal. It's probably the EPA, which should have no say over anything because they are not, they're basically a side entity to the government, telling the government what it can do.
No, it was something that one of the presidents did. Was it Lyndon Johnson that did it? It was someone that actually, I don't think it was the EPA. I'll have to go back and look at it, but I watched a whole video on it and why it wasn't as easy as just let the water out and forget the fish, because it was a federal thing protected, and one of the presidents had, I don't fucking know. I don't want to.
By the way, if you have a problem with the EPA, blame Cleveland. If they wouldn't keep letting their rivers get caught on fire, the EPA wouldn't exist. That's a real thing. The Cleveland River or whatever caught fire.
We should do a show on that, Mad, on a Tuesday night.
Ooh, I may add that into like the balloon fest they had there.
Oh yeah, that one was great. Have you guys ever seen the video of that?
No.
Oh,
when Cleveland decided we're going to let out the most balloons in history.
Right.
Yes, I did see that actually.
Yeah, two people like they fell off a boat or whatever, but they couldn't find them because all the balloons are on the water.
Yeah.
People died because of the amount of balloons that went up into the air and then came back down.
Canadian geese died because of those balloons. By the way, didn't even break the record. So it's a Cleveland thing.
They're the guardians. They have them on the bridges.
Oh, what a horrible way to name your team. Like, oh, I'm leaving the stadium. I'm like, man, what are we going to name this team? And you just look up, you're like, I got it. You're just going to name it the first thing you see?
Yeah, the Guardians.
Yeah.
And the Guardians are probably former slave owners, so that they're going to have to change the name again once people figure that out.
I thought they were owls.
That's
a deep cut. If you ever seen the Zack Snyder movie, the Guardians of Raoul, it's about owls.
Oh,
I have not.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Zack Snyder?
It was a deep cut. I don't know how I came up with it.
Wow, I didn't even know that was Zack Snyder. That's crazy. There's one other thing I wanted to bring up, and where is it?
I don't know this. Your computer.
I know. So here's an interesting thing. This is, I don't know. You guys will think I'm crazy for bringing this up. So it's
probably,
yeah. It's
Oh, great! I hear somebody moving in the other room.
Uh-oh.
That last.
She must have sensed joy when you brought up Snyder.
Yeah, that joke was a little too joyful.
So Chrissy Mayer had made a joke about Rachel Zegler's back hair.
Back hair, yeah.
Which may or may not be Photoshopped? Who the hell knows? Probably not though. And then I thought Nina made an interesting post in it. I liked it. I didn't actually like it, but I will.
I bookmarked it.
I bookmarked it, but I didn't like it. Basically saying, I love you, Chrissy, but I don't. And she doesn't like Rachel Zegler, but there is there's way more to make fun of her about based on her personality and stuff she says than this and her looks. This is kind of stupid and mean. I don't know. And I know she is too, but we don't have to be like that. Just my 2 cents.
Okay, we'll go back to making fun of her eyes being so separated on her head. Then
I got to be honest.
We've already been doing it.
Well, some of us, because oh man, this is gonna hurt. I agree with Nina. Like for me, I do it. I'm as guilty as anybody else, but I do try to make an effort to not always go for that low hanging fruit of like somebody's physical appearance, especially if I'm criticizing them over something else, right? If I'm mad fapping, which is the original term before it was stolen by people that don't even know me. When I'm mad fapping a video or whatever, I try not to like just hone in on how they look, but actually the substance of what they're saying. I do try to put in that effort.
Yeah.
Which we have all done that in the past with Zegler.
Yeah.
Because we talked about how much she was a bitch, and then she just kept opening her mouth. Then we kind of started hitting her on other things.
Yeah, I think if it was only making fun of her looks, I would see this being more of a problem. But nobody's.
She's got a lot more going on.
Yeah,
I don't see it as a problem either. I just agree with what Nina said.
No, I do too. No. I would agree more with Nina if there wasn't other things that were already out there that it's just like, no, we're just going to destroy this person.
Or if a man said it.
She's being an idiot.
My problem with
we're going to pick apart everything.
My only problem with what Nina says is that usually like sometimes that thinking can lead to like where we like kind of like hold our tongue in comedy, or where people like are kind of pushed to hold their tongue in comedy, and I don't like I think things should be okay to make fun of.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah.
Did you see Elemental MJ's chat?
I could make fun of her eyes and hair while still admitting I'd hit it if she offered with a clean bill of health. No lies told there.
No. Got to get that paper.
I wouldn't hit it. But good for you, Elemental.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't think she's unattractive at all. Like, but I think she's annoying. I think what the problem is like, you don't want to conflate two things. Like, she's an attractive woman, but what makes her ugly is how she
the inside.
The
inside starts to reflect on the outside.
Yeah,
people.
and she exhibits a lot of narcissistic tendencies that I see. Like when you see her like on the red carpet, and she's all like doing that like weird thing with her lips and like looking around
lips
like,
and
it's and just how she speaks. Like, and I don't know if she even believes half the stuff she says. It's just like it was fed to her, and she's like, oh, I gotta say this. Like when the whole promotion originally, like 4 years ago when they started promoting this movie.
Yeah.
It
is absolutely mean, and it is low hanging fruit, but it is also human nature to try to knock somebody down a few notches that has shown that they need to be knocked down a few notches.
Right. And Chrissy she's a comedian. That's what she does. She makes fun of people. She goes on stage and does this for a living.
And has a woman's body.
Yes.
I know when I was not in the biz, but like when I was in that scene, even whether stand up or improv, I wanted to challenge myself more. Whereas like trying not to do the easy ones, you know what I mean? That's just me. Like, and I feel just like hitting somebody on their appearance off the bat is just, unless you're using it as a avenue into something better, it's
right. But in the world of Twitter, also taking some low hanging fruit also gets you some views and some clicks, right? Because it kind of blew up into a big thing with Chrissy, because a whole bunch of her detractors then latched onto it, not just some people from our side. And it's blown up into a bigger thing. So I can kind of see why she does it, because this is how she makes her money. I mean, comedy on Twitter and comedy stand-up.
Yeah,
I don't know how well the stand-up is paying, but the fact that she streams as much as she does, I'm figuring that's her main source of income. You know, social media and YouTube, that kind of stuff.
King says, I agree with you, but it's moral nitpicking. I think the discussion, though, of like, I mean, in Chrissy's case, like Chrissy is the exception to the rule here because she is a comedian. I think the discussion is more in line, like if it were just some random person that had said this, because I do think at some point you have to like stop and not like choose to go after this low hanging fruit or whatever, because it is like if a regular person said it might come off as like petty and like mean. Again, you don't always have to take the same road. You know, sometimes you take the high road with these people. You don't want to give them the satisfaction. Like I said, Chrissy, this is what she does. You know, I totally get it.
But it's also Chrissy wasn't the one who pointed it out. Somebody else posted that. Chrissy was just reposting it with a quote post, repost, whatever they're called.
No, she took the photo and then this is her post.
Because I'm pretty sure I saw it multiple places before I saw Chrissy posted.
Well, but this isn't a quote tweet. Like, so she took whatever photo was put out there.
Okay, so she copied the link and then made her own tweet out of it. But it's not like she was the one who, you know, zoomed in on her back and looked at the hair. She's just reacting to other tweets that were out there and making her own tweet out of it.
Right, yeah. I didn't turn on the gas chamber. I just held the door open. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. That's acceptable for sure.
By the way, I just came across this. I have to share it. And again, I'm not comparing the Holocaust to back hair, for the record.
It seems like you did.
What are you sharing here, man?
So I just saw this clip.
I don't think I've ever seen you quite so tongue-tied.
Not yet, at least. I hope you aren't easily chilled.
What does that even mean?
I think someone might see us.
His blood is running hot.
Maybe.
They're non-binary.
Non-binary, Raiken.
Non-binary.
How dare you?
Do you care?
Little man, he is gonna split you in half.
I love that Mad just caught up to what we were talking about an hour and a half ago.
You didn't play this clip?
No, I played the gameplay one.
Oh man, this is uncomfortable. Ooh. Leave some room for the Holy Spirit.
What is the community note, by the way?
Oh, you want to see that?
Yeah, what is the community note?
Non-binary people did exist in feudal Japan.
Ibuki is not non-binary. He is a man. Nice.
They are not a major component of the game. We just decided to make actual cutscenes for them.
Oh, that's good. Hold on. Go up. The romance options are optional. They are not major component of the game. That's actually good to know. That's actually really good to know.
Yeah, but the tweet isn't like you're forced to have sex with a non-binary. It's like a black samurai in a relationship with a non-binary person.
Uh-oh, you pissed off Mephisto with the hairy back Holocaust thing.
Who?
Mephisto.
You know Mephisto, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I wasn't thinking. I guess my natural response was like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know you.
Wait, who wants to fight? Oh, man.
It's optional, but we made full cutscenes for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd have to if you have the option, but I mean,
it could have just been dialogue crap
those
instead of a full makeout scene between a guy and a non-binary in feudal Japan.
No, I get it. But here, I'm going to stand by what I said with like Kingdom Come Deliverance and all the other ones. If it's optional, who cares? If you want to engage in some gay fantasy in a game, that's your prerogative. If I don't have to, great. It's totally different to me if I'm forced to like go through this storyline that's obviously not going to happen. Good. I don't want to do that. I can refuse him or say, get the fuck out of here, bro. Because they would say that then.
Fuck yeah. But no cap.
I'm going to go back to the argument we had with Starfield a year and a half or 2 years ago.
Ooh, Hollywood.
It's normalization of something that is not normal.
If you can choose, listen, I guess, I don't know. I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying
we're
I like
playing into 0.004% of the population or whatever the hell it is.
And
I mean,
that's how many people will choose it. It's the same. If that's what you're saying, then that's how many people are going to choose it. And if they do, like it, I don't know. Go ahead.
Here's my, because it just got me thinking, right? Because I brought up Dragon Age Inquisition earlier. In that game, you have the option that you can just bang everyone. That big giant bull guy, the little, the scrawny dude that was very feminine, whatever, right? But I never did it. Not once did I ever have a romantic relations with any of those dudes. But what was uncomfortable though is to not get involved with that. They're still flirting with you, and you have to kind of like turn them down or whatever, and it's uncomfortable. You're like, bro, why can't we just be bros? Why are you trying to get my goodies? You know what I mean? So it depends on where, because that option begins in how it's portrayed. Because if this dude's rubbing up against me in the game the whole time, where I'm like, why aren't we doing ninja shit? Why are you rubbing up on me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like like people are bringing up KCD, Kingdom Deliverance, and like I feel like in the second one they did it really well to where it's like, I hate that it's there in the first place, but they did it well to where it's like you had the one option and they made it obvious that it was there, but they didn't make it to where it felt like the characters, like once you rejected it, there was no like, yeah, the character is gonna like subtly hit on you, and it didn't feel like they were hitting on you beforehand. It was just like, okay, here's the option. Once you pick that option, it will decide whether or not we're going to continue with like pushing it or not pushing it.
We don't know if that's the case in this game, though. It could be the same.
And here's what I'm saying, Shags, just to expound a little bit.
The non-binary in general.
Right. It's the non-binary that is my issue. I mean, if you're trying to throw in gay and lesbian stuff, okay, whatever, you can have the choices. But when you get into the non-binary and the trans and the pronouns, what other mental illness are we going to throw into the game that we decide to glorify and give them a complete option for their mental illness? Gender dysphoria was a mental illness up until 10 minutes ago, and we're completely normalizing it in every form of media.
Yeah.
People may not agree with me on it, fine, but
I think
we're literally just normalizing a mental illness, and society is getting worse and worse for it.
I see an improvement. Sorry, Shax, but like I think there's been an active disassociation with the T in that soup of letters.
I agree with that, but then we have games trying to normalize that kind of stuff.
It's only because
feudal Japan, you're not going to have non-binary or trans, no matter what. That would not be there.
Yeah,
are you a ninja?
And yes, I agree, Mad, that it's going to take years for it to get out of there because the development of games takes so long. But that's where my problem is with the games. I don't care that it might be going out in 3 or 4 years. I'm tired that it was put in there from the beginning. That's always been my issue.
I think I don't know. Like this, I don't know. This particular clip just strikes me as like you just having no, it's just an effeminate male, like which effeminate men have existed always. That I mean, people might not have liked it. It probably wouldn't be here. Maybe that person would be dead in that case, but I don't know.
Which is why my problem is not with that it's a gay scene. It's the fact that they're trying to shoehorn in the non-binary crap.
Well, if you saw the community note, that's not true.
Well, also, is it?
Yeah, I'm in that program. I know how that works.
Well, the other question is it explicitly said in the game? Oh, yes, gay. Actually, I'm not a man. I am non-binary. Like, is that what is said?
Yeah,
or,
and I think
because if not, and it's someone else saying that it's not. You know what I mean?
Well, it is, and then what's his name? Not Yakuza. Yasuke goes, "Yes, queen, get that bag," or some shit. I don't know. I haven't played it. This is what I hear.
Yeah.
Show me that twerk.
I don't know. There's a cart full of watermelons, so you know this game is probably
I'm sorry?
racist. They showed a screenshot, and there was like a cart that had a bunch of watermelons in it with cherry blossoms that were out of season or something. I don't know. People are mad.
Hate that you guys keep putting me in a position to defend this game, but everyone loves watermelon. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm trying to tell them.
It's 80% water.
Yeah.
Is that
maybe
true?
higher? It may be 90% water.
It's their game, so they can if they want, but they're doing it on purpose. We know they're doing it on purpose, and I don't want to pretend like it's not pandering. Hey,
but it's their game if they want to. Everything that they do in this game is on purpose.
And that's why they can fail.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with it.
I don't mind having romantic options in a game. Romantic options, as long as they are just that, optional and not like forced on you, is fine. But when you're having to, what I don't like is just like ideologically driven characters that you have to interact with.
Yeah.
Like if you're
constantly
forced
like touching your
to interact
butt.
with characters that are just, you are obviously like, these are just ideologically driven narrative characters.
Stereotypes.
Yeah, they're insert characters for the people writing the game. Yeah.
If I'm really going to be honest about like that, so this clip in context of the game and its mechanics, like I think it's the most productive conversation to have is this wouldn't make sense from a continuity standpoint because you like, why would you have romantic options in a game that has historically been about you being on a linear path? You are reliving options of your past, or you're reliving your past. You wouldn't have options in those past.
Well, Shags, it goes deeper than that though. How do you have options to do anything? It's all predetermined.
Well, but that was the point of the other ones. You were discovering what you were doing in the past. You were going on these missions. You were discovering fragments of your ancestors' memories.
Yeah, but those memories are completely determined by whether you decide to go left or right. If it is linear, that decision was already made.
If you're playing what's already happened,
yes, that's
historically, then there are no choices.
Yeah,
right.
You're
were playing what happened.
Also, how does he have a how would anybody have a connection with this dude if he's banging bros?
Yeah,
how does that DNA get
there?
How does the DNA get passed down?
That's another good point. Why would we have? I mean, I guess you would have. You wouldn't. You might be able to have the woman's point of view, but apparently she's a lesbian. So how would we have her side of things either? Like, or did she all of a sudden?
Well, apparently she's a lesbian if she chooses to be a lesbian, which it seems like she chooses to be a lesbian.
Even if we say that they both had cousins, right? And your ancestors, if you trace it back, you trace back to their cousins. That still would not give you access.
You would not be reliving those memories.
To their DNA.
So that's
unless they left it around everywhere, or somebody came in with a black light and was like, "We found some Yakuza DNA here."
So that's why I'm interested in like how this story goes, and why I'd be interested in watching like a YouTube video of like the cutscenes, like from the animus side and from the historical side. Like what is it that we're doing? How does this? Because obviously this isn't tied to like the older stories. This is completely different. I don't even follow the new line of of stories.
Who the fuck?
But in 5 minutes, we just broke their game. I mean, no matter what the cutscenes that you see tie in, if that is how the game works, which I haven't played any of them, but my understanding from what you guys have said and from other things I've garnered is you're reliving an ancestor's past.
Yeah,
you should play the Ezio.
You just broke the game.
Yeah,
you just broke the story completely. If you dead end it with a gay relationship, a non-binary with a guy that isn't a actual female, or a lesbian relationship, game ends. That you can't make those things work together. I think Shags froze again.
By the way, if you're gonna play any, my favorite is Assassin's Creed 3. I loved Assassin's Creed 3. It takes place during the Revolutionary War. It's really, really cool. I think I had it. After that, it's not the best game, but I had the most fun with it. It's probably Odyssey.
See, I only played Assassin's Creed 2 and Black Flag, and I liked both of those games.
See, Black Flag is the one I didn't play. I just couldn't get into it. I skipped it.
Oh, I really enjoyed Black Flag.
I'm sorry.
One of them.
I really enjoyed Black Flag because I liked the pirate aspect of it.
So that you went a little lazy with that pronunciation of the L when you said it. Only played Black Flag. God dang it, I just did it too.
I got one of them for free years and years and years ago on one of the passes. Played it for like 5-10 minutes and was like, I don't care. I mean, I just never got into it.
That's how I felt about Marvel Rivals and Monster World and a few others. I just can't.
You should try playing through the Ezio collection. The first, Assassin's Creed 2 and then Brotherhood were just phenomenal.
I love
Revelations was was okay. It wasn't like amazing, but it was still
Did you do
good
that on purpose.
What?
I just went over how Assassin's Creed 3 was my favorite, and you just skipped right over it.
He was gone. Remember?
And I also didn't get to that 3, but okay. 3 was okay. The problem with 3 was that it lacked verticality that the other games had. Like 1800 New England is not like it's not Italy, you know. So
there were trees.
It just didn't have the same. It was good. It just didn't have the same, you know.
I prefer it, man. I really dug it.
That's good.
I like the setting and everything. You know, I'm not Italian. What the fuck, I care.
The environments looked nice. I just didn't like I said, the maps, the areas just seemed very flat in comparison to, you know,
yeah, it's New England
in Italy, you know.
Yeah, it's a different setting. I think they released a remastered, by the way. I played it.
Do they make the trees 100 feet taller?
Fuck yeah, bro. There's like
and I also grew up in New England, so all that I like that stuff is just boring to me. Like, oh, there's Boston.
1800s New England, bore.
Sounds awful. Even worse than modern New England. I was gonna say something before I got cut off earlier. Oh, King was saying something up here. They're breaking away from that linear play because in branching out into time period scenarios. So I guess that I don't understand. So we're able to just jump around to people, like they found a way to
quantum leap.
Yeah, like into people's like heads, because it made sense that Desmond is Ezio's ancestor, or he's Altair's ancestor, so he can go back and he can they found a way to unlock those memories within his DNA. But like how does it work now? Like that, I don't know.
Did y'all ever watch the movie? I never got around to it.
Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender?
No. Yeah.
No.
I think I did, but I don't think I remember anything from it.
I've seen it on one of my services, and I always scroll through. I'm like, you know what? I should add this to my list so I can come back and watch it. I never watch it.
Yeah, it's an okay movie.
Yeah, you can't hold a candle to Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal. Am I right?
The movie
is play a good Arab. I believed it.
It's cultural appropriation.
You don't know.
He should lose. It's like Odyssey being set in Egypt and so on.
Odyssey wasn't set in Egypt. That was Origins. Assassin's Creed Origins was in Egypt. Odyssey was in Greece. There was a lot of mythology and shit like that. You fight a Cyclops.
I like how Matt has repeatedly proved that he is not a gamer of any kind tonight.
How? What? Because I have good taste? My bad.
No, it was a joke against Shags calling you not a gamer earlier.
Sorry, I'm with you,
Screw
Brahma.
you, Matt.
Yeah, no, I got you, Brahma. Fuck Shags.
I even got that.
Holy crap.
I'm just ready to fight.
Somebody's on the defensive. To a high degree.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. I unfortunately, like, just like I said, just breaking down that whole thing with like accessing memories, like it doesn't click with me, like how this works from a storytelling standpoint. Doesn't really interest me, unfortunately.
Well, because non-binaries exist, then you have to go with the translation that you aren't born that way. Everything is gender fluid. So he obviously banged somebody else later after getting with the non-binary guy.
Yeah, he was just ninja gay, like, when you're in prison.
You know, this was just testing out the waters, but really, he dipped it into the other side one time just to see, and
when in Tokyo.
I mean, that's the kind of explanation they would try to go with.
Yeah. True. But how would we get the girl story? I guess it would be the same thing. Oh, I was lesbian, but then I decided to have kids.
I mean, that's the whole thing when you bring in the T's and the pluses is suddenly everything that they've argued for decades doesn't matter, because it's not you're born that way. It's everything is fluid and you can be whatever you want at any given moment.
I can't believe I'm about to do this. In the defense of lesbians, I think most women are bi anyways. So it would make sense. Or at least they are in college. I don't know what ninja school
that 4-year
would be like.
period.
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead, ask your significant other. Like, hey, are you bi in college? A couple nights when I drink too much. That's what they're gonna say.
Hold on, I gotta show you guys this.
Am I right, Raiken?
Mad's got some major issues from his first
I think women
marriage.
are bi to the extent that they don't mind, like they like the look of other girls, but I don't feel like they actually would be into a relationship with other women.
Oh no, not a relationship. I'm just talking about a drunk night at a fraternity party.
Yeah. They'd be fine with like
Wheel of Time. Just
it's more like gay
we're
by
lesbians
the hour
for the evening.
Yeah, gay by the hour.
Yeah, I think like a drunk woman can appreciate like the attractiveness of another woman, and they're like, yeah, I want to go kiss her, and then because they're like just a little too drunk.
Yep. And then boom,
Yeah,
you're in the corner
is
watching.
Kisser is a lot different than scissoring and going to eat the pie.
Put on Doc Martens and a flannel.
Mm-hmm.
Cut your hair.
Okay, I want to go back to Dean Withers real quick, because I just saw this video of him apparently denouncing his friends.
Who? Oh, this is Harry's friend?
This is Harry's best buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the straight one. I can tell already.
No, none of them are straight.
This is the alpha of the group.
Apparently,
no. Dean was the alpha. Believe it or not.
Okay.
Anyways, for the first 866 of you guys, make sure to double tap on that phone screen and share that live and spam that comment section.
Fuck off.
Listen, I don't even know where to start. I
at the beginning
before coming on live, kind of like all day, I've kind of been like sitting back thinking about what I want to say in response.
And yet here you are
to Harry
talking
and
about
Chris,
how you're thinking
I'm sure
about
that
what
you
to
guys
say.
have all heard about that. I mean, it's been like the #1 story on Twitter for the last 30 hours straight.
It has not been.
A couple news sources even picked it up. And I've been so mentally distressed for like the last day or two. And like even just the term mentally distressed, I don't even think correctly represents the journey to hell and back.
Can we
just,
pause it real quick?
Finding
Sorry,
so
I'm
many
mad
different-
fapping it. Also, I had that exact shirt when I was in high school. How is this shit coming back?
Because he's just out of high school.
Okay, then.
Yeah, the frat boy look is
Fuck yeah, bro.
coming back.
Sweaters over the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. All he needs is to pop the collar.
Yeah, I say pop collars were the thing.
Yeah, you gotta have like three polos on top of each other, each with the collar popped.
Which is
I never did that.
incredibly funny when you consider that probably the person he hates most in the world is somebody like Jesse Waters, and all Jesse Waters wears is polos with pop collars.
Right? Like, yeah, this is everything. Whatever.
Etc. And I think what I want to leave you guys with is I'm not friends with Chris and Harry.
It's that's awesome.
And that's it.
It's really hard to take him
there's so
serious
many
when
thoughts
he has
I have
that
in my
shit
head.
popping over his head every 3 seconds.
Oh, it's because this is someone recording his live stream. This is what live streams look like on TikTok.
Right.
they're
So if I'm watching his TikTok and this is live, this shit's gonna be popping on his head where he's like, let me tell you something about the Holocaust. This is really serious. And then join my team popping up on their heads and shit.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the night I was raped without the G.
Have you seen that? You remember Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen?
Uh-huh.
The one that went to jail?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he does TikToks every now and then. So during the election, he would keep doing TikToks, going out and trying to denounce Trump. And he would get so pissed because they would put like filters on his face and he's watching the stream and they would turn him into like a puppy dog while he's trying to rant and rail against Trump. And then a couple of seconds, he'd be like, no, stop it, guys. I mean, don't do any of the filters. Don't do any of this. Then he's like an adorable kitty cat. Then he's a cow. Then, I mean, so yeah, the whole TikTok thing is just like, what the hell, people?
Real quick, because I do apparently I know nothing at TikTok. You let people in your chat control filters?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, if they pay, they can change the filter, that kind of stuff.
them.
I mean, it's all kinds of weird stuff. Or it may not have been TikTok. It may have been one of the other services, but I mean, I don't know which one he is
all the
on.
hot dogs shit where they're like, yum, yum, hot dog.
Yum,
hot dog.
yum. Yeah, that's TikTok.
Yeah, and you allow these degenerates in the chat. No offense, chat, but you are. But they allow those degenerates in the chat to have that much control over the presentation of their videos and live streams.
Money, Mad money.
Oh,
Michael
bro.
Cohen needs it. Remember, he's not getting paid by Trump to be a lawyer anymore, and he went to jail and lost his license. So
Oh no, what happened?
he paid off
Was
a
it the jail thing?
prostitute. Cohen had a lot of issues. Was there more to the video?
Second.
You only went a few seconds in.
Yeah, I wanted to finish it. Sorry.
You want to keep watching it? I'll put it back
bro.
on.
We were just pausing and talking
mad
about the
fapping.
first 30 seconds of it.
Yeah, mad fapping. Yeah. The original term stolen by other people. Not going to mention their names because they don't know me.
So many thoughts. So many thoughts. And I don't think right now I'm even in a place where I can
tell us any of them.
Give you guys those thoughts in a way that makes sense.
But there's 1,000. One should be able to make sense.
The microphone is larger than his freaking head.
True.
Yep.
I've seen
and that's
other
just
people-
a regular Shure mic.
Yeah, I have the same one, except I didn't put the giant, cockhead, fucking thing on top of it.
That reminds me, when you come up to
Mhm.
Dallas, you need to bring
Right.
that Shure mic with you, and then forget it.
Fuck off, dude. I know. You got my headphones. You're not getting my mic. Mm-mm.
You're just being
Leave it.
selfish, bitch.
That I'm not friends with Chris and Harry. And I think as time goes on and I'm able to gather my thoughts and present them to you guys in a way in which makes sense, we could do that. But honestly, right now, I'm tired. I'm defeated. And I've gone through so many emotions in the last 2 days.
Jesus Christ. Was Harry fucking this guy too?
I don't want to.
Why is he so
That
upset about it?
That is exactly the issue. I thought when he used to tuck himself deep into my cheeks that
I was the-
he
I
was
was the
doing
main
that
one.
only for me, but apparently he was doing it with women too. I can't handle this. I'm an emotional roller coaster is happening right now.
I knew I smelled something familiar but strange at the same time on his cock.
I thought the
I'm like,
fish
is that a-
smell was because he ate sardines, but apparently it was emanating from his crotch.
It was familiar but strange. Like, I've smelled it before, but mostly on family members.
It gave me flashbacks to when I was being born.
Yeah, I stopped sharing because I don't know. he just says the same thing over and over, and I don't really. I think the meaningful part was,
please,
when he said he's not there. I'm not friends with them.
We're not friends. We're just coworkers now.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure in a couple months, like when this blows over, like
they'll get back together.
They'll get back together.
Yeah.
What do you got?
By the way, I love whenever I see people that just instantly you're like, oh, I don't like you. We would not get along in any scenario. Just how quick you can have that innate like reaction to someone's just being. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What do I got? I'm pretty sure it's a fake accuser for Harry Sisson, but it's funny.
A fake one?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
God.
those
the guy
eyebrows
said,
already.
newest accuser comes out against Harry Sisson, says he sexted daily and called her wifey material, which is basically what all of the accusers said. So make sure I've got the audio here.
There's so many people that have said I keep that shit real. I definitely do keep that shit real because I don't play that shit. I don't care if I have to fight somebody for keeping that shit real.
I know.
I'm dead
Real quick.
ass. Like, bitch, life.
Hold on. Okay.
I'm half expecting like the video to pause and then like all the comments to start popping up.
Right? Like
chat music.
But okay. I know this is gonna
yeah.
sound hypocritical, but because we just went over this whole thing about the back hair and not making
That's
exactly what I was thinking. Mephisto.
I was about to say, somebody get her a baby Ruth.
Hey, you guys.
I feel so bad because we went over that whole thing with the hairy back. But sometimes it's just, oh boy.
I'm pretty sure that was the joke of, the whole thing saying this is another Sisson accuser.
Be fake for what? If I don't like you, I don't like you. And if I see some fake ass shit, bitch, I'm calling that shit out. Like, there ain't no reason to be fake. At all. And y'all stay coming for a body is wild. Like, what? Who's really the mad one? Like, talking about a body is crazy. Fuck you worrying about a body for? Fuck you worrying about a body for? Especially when you're the real deal.
I don't even know what that
Fuck
means.
you worrying about my body for? And you, man, why y'all worried about a body? You ain't ever even touching this shit or even got to lay with it. So why are you even talking about a body?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Why does she have to keep snapping her head back? Like every sentence, she would be looking over her shoulder and then snapping back.
I don't know.
Same person.
I
Like
don't
googly
think
eyes.
anybody is worried about that body. It's something else completely different that people would be worried about.
8 beers and she look hot as fuck.
I'm still not convinced that's a woman.
Sometimes
Even blind people would be able to feel those eyes. You know what I mean? Like I can't see, but I can feel there's something wrong happening in your head.
Buddha, remember, sometimes you have to plow it too to appreciate Nate. Reiken, what did you have?
Top that one.
Going back to like the whole Rumble thing, I was just like, I just saw this, like, I guess, Cross Realms, which is like a subsidiary of OTK, which is like the Miskiffs, like, and like streaming group. I guess they're going to be partnering with Kick to help mid-sized creators, I guess it says, and with just like with brands, game developers, getting them in contact with game developers and whatnot for their new partner program that they're going to be pushing. It's like, if this is successful, this is kind of like what I wanted Rumble to do, but if this is successful on Kick, is like fucking, you can say goodbye to like gaming community on Rumble.
But here's the thing, and I don't want to disrespect anyone's like attempt at trying to reach the little guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's never worked ever because Kick.
I don't think
tried to do this.
This isn't going to necessarily for the little guy. This is like for people that have like on average 100 concurrent viewers.
But that's not the little guy.
Yeah,
people who have 100 concurrent viewers are doing just fine, in my opinion.
But I think this is gonna be to help them get in contact with like sponsors and whatnot. And if that's the case, I feel like everybody's gonna try to jump ship to try to get to that point where they get 100 concurrent viewers on.
The thing that Kick has going for it, maybe
nobody knows about it.
Well, no one. Yeah, the thing that Kick might have going for it is that there is a way to get on there and get paid like per hour that you stream. I don't know how lucrative that really would be, but for someone, there's people out there who stream all day long. That might be good for them, along with like the tips and shit. And like there's ways to get into Kick to like probably make money quicker than Twitch or Rumble or whatever. The problem is their shady practices. And I'm always hesitant when these things come out that are like, we're going to help the little guy. We're going to help the small one. Even with connecting with developers, because ultimately the problem is it doesn't serve the developers because like, I mean, if someone with 100 concurrent viewers, like that's not a small streamer. 20 and under to me is a small streamer. And even 20 is pushing like you're almost to like a mid-tier streamer. Like if you're regularly holding 25 or more, I'm not saying you could live off of that, but you probably have enough people like coming in and out, at least on like.
Where are you talking about are you talking about Twitch and Kick?
Like Twitch and Kick.
Or are you talking about anywhere?
Twitch and Kick. Like on YouTube, it's a little bit different, but like on a gaming site that gamifies their chat, that has all these stuff, like you could do pretty well on an average, like a 20, maybe more towards like 50. But if you have 100 concurrent on Twitch, like you're doing pretty good. But the problem is even at that rate, you could argue that these companies, they don't care because there's not enough, they're not getting enough out of your numbers. Like, like I need 500 or more because that is what's going to like get people to my website. You know, it's a numbers game. And that's why these programs for little streamers, the little guy never works because it doesn't make them any money. And it's why Rumble won't do it. Rumble's going to keep going after the big people because that is who brings the money and brings the advertisers.
Which is also why people are using view bots because like on the Rumble, the Rumble Studio, where you can now read things, or on Twitch, you get the bots so that you can read the ads that you have to have like 30 or 50 people to qualify for the higher, rate of pay for click-throughs. And the bots get you there automatically so that you're qualified for the highest paying ad reads.
But and again, do we have links to these things? Not because I want to be at that level for ad reads, but it's embarrassing when my talent is far better than the numbers I get. You know what I mean? Like,
prove it.
Prove it, bitch.
He did. It was hilarious. Tuesday night, last night, we're doing the stream and somebody goes into his old channel because we're doing it on both to try to wean people over to the new one.
It worked.
And somebody came in and was like, dude, you're only 26 subscribers from being fully monetized at 1,000. And Mad's like, no, I'm not.
No,
I'm at 26 subscribers total because that channel can't be monetized. Nope. I need you to come over here.
Yeah, it was a little defeating, not gonna lie.
It was hilarious.
Also, I'm at 63, bitch. 63. I'll have 100.
Numbers have gone up. Or Grant brought all of his bots.
Hey man, I don't want to know. If I don't know, then it can't affect my ego. You get what I'm saying? Like myself.
When I was trying to get to 100 to lock in my URL for YouTube, Grant brought like 30 Australians that I don't know if they were him or 30 Australians. He said it's a group that he's a part of. And yeah, they bumped me over 100. And then like 10 days later, I was back at 70, but I had already locked in the URL. So, I mean, Grant's a tactic.
Don't let me forget. I'll make a note because I got to hit up fucking
You've got to talk to Grant now to take care of that.
And George. I got to hit up both of them.
Yeah.
And Garrett, if y'all see him, you better tell him. You better hope I don't catch him on the YouTubes. There'll be some furniture moving around this motherfucker.
I'll see him in less than a month. Maybe you should be heading to Las Vegas and come hang out.
For him?
No.
After what he did,
you've watched me be penetrated before. You should come and hang out.
I'm going to.
Wait, what?
It's like 3 months. I warned him.
Raiken doesn't know about the penetration story. Shags probably doesn't either. So Mad comes to stay with me during the Dallas meetup. Mad is not who penetrated me. We were sitting out on the porch, and there is this gigantic, like, red hornet wasp thing that lands on the seat next to me. And Mad's like, yeah, that guy's getting a little bit close to you. And I was like, that's fine. He's over there. I'm not doing anything. Wasp goes into the air and goes straight into my neck. Just ass first, directly into my neck. And, you know, starting to welt up and everything. This is like literally 20 minutes before we're leaving to go to the meetup.
Brahma is just pouring sweat from his head. And he's like, I can feel the poison.
I can feel the venom going into the actual, you know, I mean, it's like right next to your jugular. So like I can feel the venom like going throughout my body because it went so into the, what is it? The jugular. Yeah. So we're trying to pick out the stinger and all the other stuff. And, you know, it was crazy, but yeah, that's the time that Mad watched me get penetrated.
But listen,
that's how we like to tell the story, at least.
I like to leave out the part of the wasp and just keep maintaining us as the focus of that story. But I will say though, out of tragedy comes like, you know, grace and like gifts, right? Because after that, I bought the bug assault revolver that has the CO2 capsule. So when I shoot a bug, that thing, I mean, by the way, these pus caterpillars that are one of the most painful poisonous caterpillars like ever, it was a genocide of this motherfucker at my place because I killed so many of them. I leave their bodies lined up too, so they know.
Literally on the way back from the meetup, Mad's like, can we stop at the Walmart? We've got to get one of those salt guns. I was like, Matt, it's 3:00 in the morning. It's like, no, we got to get the salt gun.
Yep.
We're
bringing
taking
mine
out the
too.
wasp tomorrow.
I'm bringing mine too.
It was an interesting afternoon, but it hurt like hell. I'm just glad like my whole neck didn't swell up into like a goiter for the meetup. It actually stayed relatively, you know, just red and puffy.
I was concerned because he drove after that. I'm like, if this motherfucker passes out from this venom, you know what I mean? I don't know how he reacts. I know when I was a kid, I got stung on my hand one time and this shit fucking swole up. But by the way, Soul Assassin, I know they got families. I killed them too. Lined them up.
Who the Rocky McCobb? I'm sure you felons already know that. What, dude? Who is this guy?
The wasp spray is apparently good to blind attackers. I mean, I would assume. Yeah, whenever you spray chemicals into someone's eyes, maybe not Baby Ruth we saw earlier, but for most people's eyes, it's gonna mess you up, you know.
Oh, I went on a genocide the next day of all of those freaking wasp nests
by hand. This motherfucker went up there like by hand trying to fight these things. But I get it.
Soul Assassin, which is worse to drive with, Mads, Brahma, or Colch? It was probably me on the way home from the meetup because the Texas highways were all jacked up that night, and it kept telling us to get off and get on and get off and get on.
Yeah. And we almost got shot.
Work. Yes, we did almost get shot. Just trying to get to a freaking Denny's.
Had a dude just following us and shit. We had to like go through neighborhoods. Had to turn down the rap music. It was scary.
He didn't even have his red hat on. Mad and Brahma. No, I took it off when he pulled up next to us after he started chasing us. I took off the MAGA hat.
Fucking
I was like,
Dallas,
we're in Dallas. This guy's got an issue. We're gonna take off the hat for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I feel like we're winding down at the 3 hour and 30-minute mark.
You can save that video for next time, though, Shags. That's a gift to you from me.
Shags froze again.
Yeah, he did.
Right after the, oh, man. I'd like to start the outros, but I'm frozen.
Do you hear
Let
hear
it
me about
go.
the GIF?
Let it go.
The GIF?
Yeah, you can keep that video if you ever want to madfap it sometime. If you're looking for, if you're running low on topics.
The one in the
It's,
private chat.
Yep.
Oh.
It is. You know Wisecrack, right?
No.
You've never seen Wisecrack? Oh, before you're in for a treat. This dude, he failed a right-wing philosophy class on socialism and communism. By the way, he has a PhD in it and taught at a university. And he failed this. I think it wasn't Prairie View. I forgot what college it was. But he makes a whole video complaining about what they got wrong and why he should have passed or some
A right-wing philosophy class. Interesting.
About communism, which he has a PhD in and taught at a university.
So
yeah, Buddha, we talked about the Egypt pyramids like 3 hours ago. You'll have to go back to the beginning and watch it again.
Yeah, what they allegedly found. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Allegedly.
I want to believe, but
wait, what did they allegedly find?
Oh God, no.
Uh-oh.
Find the Adam Kriegler guy.
Adam Kriegler. Go look up some of his posts on Twitter because he's reposted it. But basically, gigantic blocks and some kind of spiral staircase or something underneath the pyramid of.
But it goes down like 200 meters.
Khafra?
Yeah, the center pyramid, the Khafre pyramid.
Khafre?
Whatever. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm
the
sure
decaf
I'm
pyramid.
saying it wrong.
That's what we said, King. Well, you were here. We said it's probably just a septic tank.
Yeah,
that's wait, hold on. When did it become we?
Well, when you said maybe all the waste goes down in there, and I said, you mean like a septic tank?
Oh, you know this shit.
I used the word septic tank.
So did I. I said sewage tank, I think.
Sewage tank is not a thing. There's a sewage system. There's a septic tank.
Anyway, so for my friend Shags, I'm gonna put another video back there. It's really good. We covered it on Ascendant Art. It's RoboCop as a trans icon.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was bad.
Oh, so bad. You'll like it. Make sure you make this playlist of possible madfap videos like I did.
Yes, because Shags is known for madfapping.
You know what I've been wanting to get into though? Again, so I used to like break down videos and interviews, and I was thinking about doing that because I did that with a Destiny interview last week, which I was liking again. So I might start doing that with 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I might start doing that again with the right videos.
I guess give you two good starter ones.
Well, I do want some that are not how long? Okay, 20 minutes. They're both about 20 minutes. See, these are much more manageable because I was the one with the past couple that I've done have been like hour and a half or 2 hours.
Political arguments are hard to do without taking 3 hours to do them because if the video is an hour and a half.
Oh, not Wisecrack. They fit that shit into a tight 20.
Shagfap.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't just appropriate the name that I came up with first.
Shagfap is not appropriate. No,
Shagfap just makes it sound dirty.
It's derivative.
Like you're doing something
Everything
in a corner.
that I do with my name just sounds dirty. It's great. The Daily Shag, the Ready Set Shag. I don't know. Everything is shagfapping. There's no way around it. The Shag Files. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna wrap up, folks. You've been beautiful tonight. Really appreciate the chat. You guys have been stellar. We had a great raid from Camelot. I'm sure he's off to bed and long gone, but I really thank you, man, for showering us with your wonderful community. And those who stuck around and lurked, that's great. You're awesome. Raiken, start us off. What do you got coming on this week?
Let's see. Gonna be doing some Monster Hunter Wilds tomorrow. And then Friday night, I will be playing Repo with a couple Rumble streamers. So that should be fun. Nice. And then probably starting in April, I got a couple people we're going to be playing through Baldur's Gate 3. We got like a group of 4 people playing that.
Sick. Very
so
cool.
Be fun.
Nice. Mad, what do you got coming up?
Well, I'm gonna put the link to my channel in the private chat if somebody could drop that. That'd be awesome. So every Tuesday at 9:15 p.m. Central, me and some guys, Brahma, Little Chad, Slender, so forth. So I'm Punk Waddle. We do a some say it is the History Channel meets Mystery Theater 3000, right? So I find a great story from the past. We've covered Hugh Glass, the Finians a lot, a chick that jerked off a dolphin, in all kinds of different things, right? Yeah, it was a real thing. It was for science. Anyways, yeah, so we have little Chad read the story and we just, mad fap it like what we do. It's a great time. It's great if you just want something to play in the background because you don't have to worry about visuals and you'll laugh, you're gonna learn, you're gonna be like, fuck, this country's history is insane. And I hit Australia too. We hit him last week with Prince Alfred. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Definitely check it out. Garrett is going to be a guest
someday.
If he ever wins my forgiveness, maybe. George the Giant Slayer, ever heard of him? Will be coming on soon as well. Shags, I guess, at some point could come on. Raiken, yep. I don't know what you could, how much clout I could
steal from you.
Yeah, so that's TBD for Raiken. I don't trust those Rumble numbers, as you know.
I trust my Rumble numbers. I don't trust other people's Rumble numbers.
Yep.
If you can count the number of people chatting and that lines up to about what it says the views are, then those are Rumble numbers.
Mm-hmm. Also, this Tuesday coming up, we're going to be talking about either the 1904 Olympics, they were bananas, or the history of American firefighters because they're pieces of shit and they don't deserve all the love they get. I was a cop
Former
for 8 years.
cop.
Yeah. Unbiased, basically, is what we're saying.
Brahmabull, what do you got coming up?
Oh, tomorrow I'll be back on Comics Division's channel. Friday night, we do stuff with Little Chad and Slender Dad on Ascend and Art. Matt is often there. Mm-hmm. Saturday night, I do my Bourbon and Boarding show on my channel where we talk about hockey and have a little bit of bourbon. So, usual night. Sunday morning, we do the political show, the Bullpen. That is kind of my flagship show on the channel. That's the one that people actually seem to like. So come check that one out. Matt is a co-host a few weeks a month.
And go subscribe to Matt's new channel at Matt's new channel. Make sure you subscribe over on Rumble to RaikenNight and of course to Brahmabull here. And if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing to me. We do this show every single Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. And generally throughout the week, maybe 1 or 2 days, I might sit down and play some video games over on Twitch. I don't dual stream over here, but you can catch me on twitch.tv/TheShagsworth. I've been playing, what was it? Death Stranding. Death Stranding has been a favorite of mine so far. So if you want to hang out and watch me play that, it's been quite an interesting game. Very Kojima. But nothing big planned until probably, it sounds like we'll be joining a lot of these guys in Vegas in a couple of weeks, where we will be at the FNT meetup at the new venue. What is the new venue called? Do you remember?
Las Vegas.
No, yes, Las Vegas.
Something to do with horses. Let me find it.
All the pretty horses.
You keep talking, and I will find it. It'll only take a second.
What's his name?
Horse Trailer Hideout.
Horse Trailer Hideout. That's where we'll be, and I'm sure there'll be other things happening that weekend.
We are also supposed to be playing dodgeball.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to. I didn't know how, if that was out in the open, if people had been talking about that or not.
Well, but Garrett posted it as a post on Twitter. Hey, we should play dodgeball. So
I wasn't sure if it was if something was official out about it. Yes, I know you posted.
Unless we're playing in a back alley, I don't know that we have a venue to play dodgeball at. I think we're just going to have to break out a whole bunch of balls in a back alley in Vegas and start throwing them at each other.
Well, I guess that's why I might have a little bit more information on it than others, so I wasn't sure if I should share it. So that is why. But yeah, he never answered me.
Why you weren't supposed to say more, but we're just doing it in a back alley?
Yes, it's in a back alley. I don't know.
I see no issues whatsoever. If I know, because I know one of the guys that ran the human trafficking for the Las Vegas police. His wife was the DA there for a while. I need to check and see if she's still there, if you can get in trouble. Because if you're playing dodgeball in the back alley in Las Vegas, you're going to need some cover from law enforcement. I'm just going to let you know. Drunk white dudes with red caps playing fucking dodgeball in a back alley.
And that's going to do it for us this week on the Midweek Hump. I really appreciate everyone being here. It's been fun. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Reiken. Thank you, Brahma. You guys are awesome. We'll see everyone next week, 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Till then, be good. See ya.
Last thing, Rocky, you can never be too harsh on firefighters.
Make this man stop.
I like to put stuff online.